I think
Oh, nice. There it goes.
just
But so
yeah.
I
So
just so I was getting
the
these
snowboard.
updates. Yeah, the snowboard. So which is got my Street Fighter my Street Fighter art that I designed for it. The top basically I'm not going to dig up photos, but basically the top looks like the character selection screen at the very get-go of hyper fighting. So on the left side, like the tip of the board is Ryu's profile, or his portrait, and then on the right side is Ken's, and then in the center, so your feet are like this, and then in the center is the characters and the map, and then on the bottom I did Champion Edition with that granite-ish, and then I arranged the character portraits and put the circular logo there. So anyways, that's shipped and
How
it's
big do
supposed to be
the portraits end up being on the base? Like is like a couple inches, or like what size wise? Just kind of picture that.
So yeah, again, I would be I should maybe I
Oh
should
yeah,
look
pull up the
for
art.
a photo. It's tough to like, yeah, they're probably I mean, I guess I won't know entirely until I see the thing, but I used he sent me a template that basically had the exact dimensions of my board, and then I could just drop my Illustrator file right in there,
Nice.
and so that worked out pretty well.
And did you end up going with like a wider than normal board for your custom one, or
Much
yeah,
wider, yeah.
not quite as like wide as like a Fat Bob or something like that, though, right?
Actually, it's probably wider. It's a 30 centimeter waist. Yeah, and
That's a big fella.
up to this point, I've the widest I've had is a 27. So there's and I go with a duck foot stand.
Yep.
So there's like I'm excited to be able to like fucking carve as deep as I want, without any hang or toe drag. So it's gonna and it's actually a hair shorter than my other. I was riding a 159 for the longest time, and I was talking to
That's
Ryan. Do you know?
super short for your weight and
Well,
size.
they always say chin, right?
Well, no, but I mean, yeah, but it's also about your weight too, right?
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that, because otherwise they can start flexing too much and
Yeah, and I
they can't
actually
hold their
went.
edge.
I was talking to. Do you know you probably don't know who Ryan Napton is? He's a big
Mm-mm.
pro snowboarder. He actually was a Minnesota native, and then moved out to Colorado. He frequents Breckenridge and stuff.
Cool.
Very well known, deep carver. And so I was chatting with him because that's how I got tipped off to Donick snowboards, and he emailed back and forth to me. He's got a big YouTube channel, and he's like, well, he gave me like, he's like, well, if this is what you're riding and what you're comfortable, I would recommend this. And actually, I for a board this wide, it's got a stiffer core specifically for carving. So he's like, I would actually go just a hair shorter than what you're at. So I'm going with this. I'm going with a 157, and it's fucking wide as balls. I'm actually really
It's
excited.
like a lunch tray. It's like a tray you get at McDonald's.
It comes up to about here.
It'd be super short and super fat.
Yeah. I'm actually really excited because it's going to be like
carving.
nothing.
That's so weird. Normally when I think of that, I think of like longer race boards, like where you actually go taller, where it's like more like
the
nose,
Alpines,
or like eyeball height even.
Yeah.
Wide for doing hard cars, because
and what's interesting is this is like a hybrid. It's a freestyle board designed for heavy carving, so it's kind of the in-betweener.
Right.
So it's crazy. So I don't know. I'm going to
love to
spend
hear
the rest of the winter.
That's awesome.
I'm going to be spending all winter basically just trying to get used to it. No big trips this winter.
Right.
So, but I'm looking forward to it. But that's supposed to arrive on Friday. It's crazy with this with the custom stuff. I'm giving them every little spec, and I'm talking to their engineer, and I'm like, I chatted with Ryan, but I'm also, here's kind of what I'm thinking. They're asking for your stance, your stance width, the waist, the side cut radius, which I'm going with a wider side cut than a bit wider than normal. Yeah. So I'm going to the 9 meter, which is, normally like out of the, you at the store, most of them are like 8 something, know. So it's a bit wider.
Do you mind
a little
sharing
more aggressive.
what you're paying for that, or is that something you want to keep?
No. So it's interesting because on their site, you shop for the style of board you want, and they have it all. They have a ton of them, and Then there's like a base price, and then depending on some of your specs, like if they go a bit wide, basically you talk to the engineer first. Here's what I'm looking at, and then you kind of things go up from there. So this board started at 675, I think.
Yep.
And then if for the custom art on top, like per side, so if I just wanted to do the top sheet, that $65 if it's your own art, it's 100 and some if you have one of their designers craft it. So it's 65 for the top, 65 for the bottom. So I ended up after shipping, it was like 840. So and honestly,
for a fully custom board, that's not bad.
Yeah, that's not. I was expecting to spend well over $1,000.
Yeah.
So like that wasn't bad considering that like most run of the mill boards that you're gonna like decent ones, even like a Burton or something like that, you're gonna spend $500-600 anyway.
Brand new. Yeah. If you just go to the REI or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And so I was like, I felt pretty good about that. And I've got new binds and boots waiting to go. Those are the first thing I bought because they're such hot commodities, preseason. So anyways, I know this is not the snowboard skier hangout, but
it isn't. But we were looking for an interesting topic before we let everyone else join. And the thing is, like, you will never ever walk into a store and find the board that you're talking about.
No,
and
I remember
find anything close to what you're talking about, because there are no such thing as short, wide boards.
No, and even like to get like and the thing is that they cap out. So like which is silly this day and age, because so many people size 13 and larger is so common now. And it used to be, it was just, well, Burnt Canyon or a Fat Bob was your choices. And then Nitro, in like early 2000s, like Nitro started putting out wide boards. And so like that's where, but I mean, even so, what they consider to be wide is like a 26 or like 25 to 27 centimeter waist, which is nothing. You have to like ride like this if you don't want any toe drag.
Or a hardcore race stance.
An alpine stance. Yeah. So it's exciting to finally be able to be like, here's what I want.
Right.
Do it.
And so sorry, just last question. So your duck stance that you do you do them really even, or do you
pretty even?
Do you favor?
I used to, when I first let's see, like early on, like my first couple of years, I was like this. My lead foot
left
was my lead like for regular,
it'd
be my left. Yep. So it'd be my left. What was a toe was pointing a little bit out like this, and then the other was back here. And then a few years later, I switched to a duck stance, and then I experimented a little bit. I'm like, well, I went a little wider than eventually. It's even now, but I teeter between either sometime, like depending on the board, it'll be like a 10 or a -10 or 15 -15. Yeah.
Fucking 10.
Interesting. No, the other reason why I ask is because like if we were ever to go riding together someday, like I would be super interested to take your board for a ride. I'm goofy.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
But I'd ride duck as well.
Okay. Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see like
I'm going to be real curious.
But your
because
boots wouldn't fit me anyway, so it wouldn't.
Yeah, they're 13s, and you wear like what, a 15?
I'm a 15.
Yeah. That my buddy Scott's a 15 too, and he rides a Canyon coincidentally. So yeah.
Yeah, I have in the Canyon, I have toe and heel drag, and I ride a really aggressive duck stance. And I'm a carver. Like, I mean, I grew up freestyle, so freestyle tricks and stuff like that was definitely like where it was at. But it was all mountain freestyling. And I used to basically do that on, my first board was a fuck, you guys don't want to hear this shit actually.
Anyways, Jim
and I will fucking geek out in this sometime. Maybe in March.
Hey, Mark's not here. It's
Oh wait, we don't have an intro. I was setting him up for the intro. All right, so let me go back to my snowboards. Just kidding.
Yeah. He was just here, wasn't he?
I thought he was too. Yeah, I thought I saw him.
And he's like, "Oh shit, they're not talking about Dragon Slayer. I'm out."
So sorry, mean green in the chat is talking about wanting to join the snowboard chat.
We're the longest running snowboard
we got hammered
chat.
with snow. Yeah,
we're getting hammer fucked out here for snow, so we're gonna have an awesome year, I think.
Yeah.
So if you guys do make the trip out to Steamboat this year,
it won't be this year.
Yeah. Shame.
I'm not going to feel comfortable probably for a year or so. And plus I need to get comfortable not with just like the new board and the how it acts, but also like riding switch and all that stuff, like getting to that level before I want to hit the mountains. So it'll be a lot of local places.
Like I said, it's really interesting you're saying like riding a short board, because I've literally been on short freestyle boards where, whoa, everything just changed. Where in a carve, like the board, not even hitting toe and heel drag, like riding a pretty aggressive, like you say, alpine stance or a race stance with it. But like in a toe side carve, right, heading down, and it's like, I've seen the nose and the tail pop because they can't handle the weight. And then it's like I'm just carving. It's like, I know I can handle this. Like my legs are just fine. Like nothing touches the ground. And all of a sudden the board just flexes so much because it's not wide enough to handle my weight. And it just goes and pops.
Yeah.
And I will do a fucking belly slide. Cause it's just like, it's like,
and the thing too,
there's
like
nothing worse than it's like you're like gracefully going through a bunch of cars and then you do a nice like deep toe side carve that you can just hold for fucking ever, and it just and then you're like
well, and with the shape of mine now, with the wide waist and the wider side cut radius, there's not a huge like cut in the sides, and so I'm going to be real anxious about that, because since it's got such a stiffer, much stiffer core, it's supposed to be able to take all that weight, and there's not supposed to be much chatter. So I don't know.
I actually thought for a while about like just ditching it freestyle completely and just going with a straight race board.
Yeah, I mean,
flat tail with just a little bit of a lip on the end, just to make sure I can ride backwards when I want to, but just basically just do just hard fucking asymmetrical cut, aggressive
big groomers. Yeah, that's fun. I mean, I over the last, like, I would say like when I hit like 29, 30, the big air jumps and stuff like that went way down. I'm like, this hurts now, or like I don't want to potentially get hurt. So like we mostly do when we're like steamboat and stuff, it's all backcountry and we like trees, so like we're risking our lives trees, in other ways rather than big tricks and jumps. But I do like doing little stuff, but it's more about covering the good terrain I mean, it's fun to hit some of those fast groomers when if I can get my ass out of bed before the snow gets all torn up.
Yeah.
All right, so I like to sleep.
So Gak, do you want to go ahead and do the intro?
Oh man,
you remember how this goes, right?
Music. Hello and welcome. This is episode 197, right? Closing in on the big 200.
Shit.
Almost twice as long as the next longest.
Yeah, right.
Hey, I've
never heard that one before. Have you? 34K.
Drinking one of your hometowns there.
Oh, there we go. Some Lagunitas. Nice.
Yep, it's the 12th of Never, which I've never had before.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Those ones you can get like in a 12-pack even.
Yeah. So. It's a tall boy, but.
Yeah. Nice.
Oh, speaking of all the snow you're talking about, we got dumped, Andrew, over the weekend, and it was a good thing too, because I've never waited so fucking long to get the right winter shot for Carrie's music video.
I
had it written in the script. I had it like, and it was all based on whether or not when we would get snow, and if we'd get snow before when, and we got. It was supposed to snow all weekend, but every time like I was ready to go and I had my shot all ready, it would be like this fine light snow, and it just didn't look. I was looking for these, heavy flakes, and I spent a whole. It was a mess, because I spent a whole day scouting for the right like park or location where things looked real cinematic and scenic. And I get out. It was one day where I'm like, oh, this is gonna be perfect, and I found like these beautiful evergreen trees, and they were caked with snow, and it was like the perfect shot. And I get all my gear out, and it's kind of in the it's behind this park, because the park looked like shit, but I drove past it to turn around, and I'm like, oh, there's this dead end, and then it was like this beautiful like country-ish spot, and I'm like, this is perfect. I get all my equipment out, park on the side of the road, get all my equipment out and stuff like that, get all set up, realize I forgot my memory cards back at home.
Did you bring a saw?
I was like, yeah, I know. Makes no sense.
That reminds me. So when I was younger, there was a shark at the beach that was right near me, and it was like right on the water there too. And I'm like, oh, I think it was like 9 or 10. Like I ran down with my camera. I took a bunch of pictures. I had some really good pictures. When I walked back home, I realized, oh, there was no fucking film roll in the.
Oh no!
Yeah, so
those days.
Yeah, kind of dated myself on that one right there. All the younger viewers are like, camera roll? What? Like, it might as well be speaking.
I remember as a kid, you remember those little square cameras or rectangular, like yeah. Mm-hmm. So I had one of those, and I'd bring it. If we went to Disney World or we went camping or whatever, any road trip, I'd bring that. We did a lot of camping, and I'd bring that. And I remember it always being a crapshoot. It's like, are all these pictures I take gonna develop? They're either gonna all turn out or kind of develop, or they're all just gonna be black.
Yeah.
It was always disappointing when you could just see like barely the remains of like some sort of color in there, but it was just black.
And again, to our younger listeners, back in the day, you actually had to take your photos to another place to get them to.
You didn't even know what they looked like until
you had to pay for the entire roll before you even know if any of them came out.
It was expensive too. You'd be like, and $20 basically to develop a film.
Yeah, this is.
Well, I used to. Sucked. I spent many a times running to Ritz Camera because they were the only place that did 1 hour photo, and 1 hour photo was a mind blower.
And they came out with
changed everything.
That was a deal breaker. Oh my! 1 hour photo. Oh, you had to pay extra. Oh my god! Yeah.
It was so worth it. It was so exciting.
Fucking old. Oh my god!
Exciting. And now this is the excitement.
Wait, let me see.
It came out.
Yeah.
I remember
like
when I was
digital.
When I was 13, my mom and dad had like saved to go on a trip to Hawaii. The very first time going to Hawaii, and my mom bought a new camera. It was a Canon. I never forgot. It was a Canon AE1 program, real fancy camera. Mm-hmm. And at the time, anyway, state of the art. When we went on our Hawaii trip, she took a shit ton of pictures, and you know where this story is going. We go turn in all the film, and there was a defect with the camera. All the pictures from those memories gone, all just black. Man. All of them black.
Just admit it. She left the lens cap on the whole
time. Yeah, right. My mom was so mad. She wrote this really long, like 1 or 2 page letter to Canon, telling them, about the trip, and you guys should pay us for another trip to Hawaii.
Ruined my life.
Comedian, all right.
And all they did was they sent her an apology and like some rolls of film.
That's it? Not even. Oh my god. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, I thought they would send her like a new camera or something.
Well, yeah, they would fix it for free, but it was under warranty. But still, it's like
send her some other random pictures of Hawaii.
The funny thing is that like the disposable cameras did remarkably well. Like I used disposable cameras.
Oh yeah,
that was a great invention. When those came out, that was awesome. Yeah,
they were amazing. It's like click, and then
I would take. Those are the ones I would take on the slopes because like they had high speed shutter, and in bright days stuff they did really well. In fact, our first couple trips out west snowboarding and stuff to bring it back. I guess
those are great. I love disposables.
Closing the snowboarding circle.
Disposable cameras.
Yeah, we get off the snowboarding stuff.
I know it's not Dragon's Lair. I know, but I use disposable cameras probably up to the mid 2000s. Like I was late to the digital game. So was my dad was really late to that. He was very paranoid. He's like, nothing can touch film, and then he discovered that his Canon camera also came in the exact model came in a digital form, and that's sold him.
Well, do you guys? I don't know if you guys photographers here, but do you guys remember like when they first had the SLRs, where they had digital backs?
Yeah,
you could actually see like the actual picture in frame when you were done taking the picture, but like it would be done to film, but you could actually do a digital capture of it, basically. Mm-hmm. At least you can see your frame,
like a preview.
Yeah.
It's like dailies.
Rather than just like peeking through the viewport.
Yeah,
you actually would see basically a mini screen of the pictures.
No, not really. You know what? I still use Polaroid, and I still use it just.
Polaroid's awesome. That's different though. Like that's like a different like style thing.
The new thing that's coming back, especially.
What the fuck's all that noise?
Dude, did you guys see that they did? Someone did a Stranger Things Polaroid camera.
Really?
It had like all the logos for Polaroid turned upside down. I'm sure someone in IRC could probably find it. So there's a Polaroid Stranger Things, but yeah. So the Polaroid logo is like upside down on the camera.
Oh,
there's some new camera out there. Actually, I was talking to my sister because about like my niece is getting, well, she's like 8, going to be 9 next summer. But I was like, what? We were talking about like cameras and now the new thing. She was talking about something that's like Polaroid. That's kind of the trendy thing now, and I can't remember what it's called. I think I don't know if it's Kodak or some who makes it, but it prints out pictures and they come out the top.
Yeah, and you can even buy like a little attachment that prints it out right off.
It's like camera. Fujix or something. I can't remember what it's called. It's like a $50 camera. But my question was, well, how much is it? How expensive is the paper? Is the film? Yeah, the film that prints to. But yeah, that stuff's kind of making a.
Oh, I have one, and it's the camera's like $50. It used to be $100, and now to even buy the actual Polaroid or the instant Polaroids, it costs some money just to get them. And I don't know when was the last time you guys had a Polaroid. Or not a Polaroid, just like one of those instant cameras developed, but they don't do them like they used to at the little carts or even Save On or any of your
Walgreens.
Walgreens, any of the disposable cameras now. When you go take it in, it takes a few days, like possibly a week or two before you get it back developed.
Because they have to remember how the fuck to do it,
right?
I know, right?
Well,
and
they have like
$30 just to get it developed.
Yeah, it's like a retro experience now. It's like you got to take it in. They actually have to lab print those things now, as opposed to just printing them, like plugging a USB drive into a computer and hitting print.
So much,
which is all they do now,
right? Those kiosks and stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. Like if you're like obviously a professional photographer would do his own prints, I'm sure. But like if you were just like an amateur photographer and you didn't have a studio in your house, like, what does it take to get like a roll of 35 millimeter film printed now?
I'll bet there's online services that you ship it out.
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
But the Photomat won't do it anymore.
I went to Walgreens and it was $25 for just a regular development.
But it took like a week.
Huh.
No, it took 3.
3 weeks.
Yeah,
3 weeks? Oh, geez.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Does Amazon develop?
Yeah. Is there Prime developers?
I bet they do. I'm gonna look into that.
I was at Off Track Betting today. It's funny you were talking about cameras because they said photo finish, and I'm like, what the fuck takes so long? It's digital. It should be like 1 minute. We're sitting there waiting.
Yeah. They got a slow motion camera on the fucking finish line. They can find out in 2 seconds.
It's digital, and it's like this whole thing. Like, there's another guy in the dark room developing the picture.
Yeah, right. Imagine like some old guy with hanging up shit in a red room.
I go, like, what the fuck is taking so long?
I think it's because they have judges that are arguing. That's why.
I think it's just the one, though. I think, right? I think there's the one. What the hell's the guy's name that has like the final say on it? Because that happened this year in the Derby.
Horse judger.
But that happened this year in the Derby when they DQ'd the
by
horse.
a nose judger.
Equine frame specialist.
Horse snout. Finish line judger. Administrator.
He just takes pictures of horses. It's like
doing like really shitty Photoshop jobs trying to adjust it because he doesn't make bets or whatever.
They go up to the guy taking photos like, we just see pictures of the horse's dong. What's going on here? Like,
that's a different website.
Horsedong.com.
Horsedong.com.
That is one photo finish I'll pass on.
Click that. Nobody Google it.
You want it by a tip. What can I say?
Just the tip.
Have you guys seen that video of the 3 midgets racing the?
I'm so glad you went with midgets.
The video is called 3 midgets racing a giraffe. Oh my goodness! It's hilarious.
Sounds like
that sounds like a joke. Like 3 midgets.
I thought so too, but I
walked into a bar.
3 midgets. 3 midgets racing
like
a giraffe.
Stacked on each other's shoulders on the neck or something? Like all
no, it was a relay race. It was like 1 ran, 2 ran.
How many giraffes do they have?
1 giraffe. 1 giraffe ran the whole race against.
How do they relay?
Or little people, whatever the fuck they call themselves.
No way.
We're gonna need some video proof of this.
It's so. Oh, it's so. The last guy. Oh, I don't want to spoil it. It's so good.
Is this a new mode for Willy Wonka?
Camel or a giraffe? There's a camel. There's a lot of camel ones.
I thought it was giraffe.
I think it's
a long neck. I know
was
that.
this a scene from Dumbo? Yeah.
Yeah. Have you? YouTube Punk says.
Looking this up. It's on YouTube.
YouTube Punk says, "Have you seen the video of 3 midgets?" Mox or YouTube Punk says yes, 100%. He's totally seen that video.
Why does my name in there?
You have a cameo.
You've seen it all, Mox.
I've seen everything.
It was the 3 midget porno.
Exactly. Does it involve them taking the shit?
Was that posted not safe for work?
Oh, sorry. You're right. It's 4 midgets against a camel. My bad. I was something with a long neck. I remember that. Yeah.
4 midgets, 1 camel.
Mm-hmm.
The predecessor to all the videos we know.
Shit, we're going straight to hell. We've only been here for 30
See, that's the problem, is that we were brought up to say the word midget for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And then maybe what, 15, 20 years ago, we're not allowed to say it anymore. Or
at some point.
Did it change to dwarf and now it's little person?
Well, dwarf got fucked up by Lord of the Rings.
Little person will change at some point.
I'll call you whatever you want, but God, make up your mind.
It's a camel.
I don't think any
camel. It was something with a long neck. Fucking, I thought about that off the top of my head. All right,
abbreviated dude.
So none of them
abbreviated person.
Yeah.
Vertically challenged.
That's me, motherfucker.
No, you're just
vertically obese.
No, you're just cockpit challenged.
However, not cock challenged in case.
I'm poontang challenged.
We have 2 women in the chat right now. This is a record. Great. We should be in the Guinness Book of World Record now. 2 women on our.
Oh, that's right.
This is amazing.
It's not our first. No. This is this is old school. We've done this a couple times now. This is not the first time. Maybe it's first
in here.
First time for
right? Yeah.
We had Zyla one time, but it was that was just a voice, though. I don't think was she on video. I don't think
she didn't have a camera. Yeah.
Yeah. No, this is.
No, that's true.
First 2 times, 2 women.
It'd be a total Brady bunch right
been
now.
on here before. What are you talking about?
I know.
Oh, okay.
We'd have
this is second or third.
Yeah.
Either way, it's more women than the other guys.
That's right.
I got the gallery view going. It'd be the Brady bunch if we got one more person in here.
Brady bunch.
Carrie, I thought of you because of the dog, your love of animals and dogs. So my dog is getting old. When I first signed on, I went outside to let the dog out. Then I'm giving her a few minutes. I go, Pepper, come on in. And then she's acting weird and oh man, she's coming in and I'm she's coming in weird, walking strange, and I'm I look, I'm oh shit, she's got shit hanging from her ass.
Oh no. Oh,
it didn't break. She had a little chunk, and I'm
and then I thought of you, Carrie.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't think of mock? What?
So you break out the Roomba to smear that all over the place, or what?
And there's another pet update in the Roomba. That's gross.
I'd forgotten.
That was awesome.
There's another pet update. Remember how we were talking about the crickets? So we've been buying that. What do I have? A bearded dragon. And,
a little late on that one.
Now it's getting bigger, so I bought the bigger crickets, and the guy's these will start chirping. I'm what? I thought they had their things taken off. How come the other ones don't chirp? And he goes, it's based by age. It's age. the older the crickets are, the bigger crickets you get.
Sorry, Dave. Why the fuck did you buy crickets? I missed that part of the story.
My heard they're high in protein.
My daughter has a lizard, a bearded dragon.
Oh, okay.
There's so many jokes I can't even.
I like to put them in my underwear and jump around the room.
Is there something you need to tell us about your daughter? She has a bearded dragon. I don't know.
I've heard of other bearded terms for that, but
there's a lizard in
her
room.
About your daughter's bearded dragon.
Yes. Got the lizard in her room, and then so I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to keep these things in the basement because they're not gonna start chirping like that's upstairs where we sleep. The crickets are in her room, and I'm like, they're gonna be in the basement, and the podcast is gonna hear it.
Oh my god, that's hysterical.
But last night in the summertime, because I'm usually out in the garage and there's crickets going like crazy out there.
Last night she came home from dance at like 8:30, and with the daylight savings time, that thing's got a heat lamp, so it knows when it's like nighttime. It's on from 7 to 7. So it was 8, but with the savings time, I never switched the timer, so it just goes 7 to 7. So she comes home at 8:15, takes the thing out, and all of a sudden I hear, Daddy. I'm like, something's wrong with Dorito, and I'm like, oh no, is this thing dead or so? What the hell's wrong? Because she's gonna be really upset. She loves this lizard.
What's its name again?
Dorito.
Like Doritos.
Fuck yeah.
Like the song.
Right? Oh, that's true.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
Like the Dorito song.
I'm suddenly in love with this animal.
So this thing, she had probably woken it up.
You're salivating.
Sleep. She woke this lizard up from a deep sleep and was holding it and like dropped it from about a foot. And the thing got pissed. So the whole chin was out. The whole back was and she's like in the corner crying. Daddy, I'm scared of Dorito. And I'm fucking scared of Dorito. I don't have any gloves in the house. I had to go in the shed, get these gloves to pick this thing up. He's like,
Dave takes out his gun. He's like, what's up now, motherfucker? Boom, boom, boom.
He's literally in the middle of her rug in her room, and she's in the corner crying.
No, he's a cop. He's got like a 5D mag light. He's like,
yeah.
Dude, I
pulls out his taser.
Not doing the perimeter check coming around the
base.
Corner.
Yeah.
It's coming right at me.
Yeah.
The thing was fucking pissed. It was.
I'd be ready to kick that iguana right in the face.
Yeah.
Don't wake me
Attack
up.
my daughter. You're gonna have a dislocated jaw. You're gonna be eating crickets.
We're gonna be buying a new lizard.
Cranky lizard, you
little asshole.
So did she get over it? Is she back in love with Dorito?
No, this morning he was okay. He wasn't pissed anymore.
Okay, very good. And she wasn't still. She didn't still have some residual fear about it or something like that.
No, but he was scary fucking looking. I'm like, dude.
Oh, I bet. You have a guard.
There'll be some kid in her school be like, I have to go drain my lizard. She,
she has a guard dragon now.
It was just funny. She's in the corner of her room crying, like I'm scared of him. I'm like, me too. I gotta go get gloves. I'm not touching that thing.
It smells.
Yeah, but he gave him some crickets. He's all happy.
Yeah.
So,
lizard in my backyard.
Perko also approves of the name, by the way. So,
Don't
Dorito, that's
feed
awesome.
him
I love
anymore.
that. Yeah.
Big lizard in my backyard.
Yeah, she
you should see the way it shits.
Puts on a little motorcycle. Poor thing's been more dancing videos.
Andrew knows what I'm singing about.
Mock, you're a dirty man.
No, it wasn't dirty.
Everything you say is dirty.
I need that sound bite. That was clean. Mock, you're a dirty man.
Knock, you're a dirty man.
Add that one to the roster.
Mock's a dirty man. He's got that like evil laugh.
He runs NSFW, so yeah.
Oh, not that one.
So what's everybody drinking tonight? I'm drinking Mind Haze IPA. Have you guys seen that one before?
Yeah. That's
pretty good.
Firestone Walker, right?
Firestone, yeah, not bad.
I think I actually
born
had
yesterday.
Yep.
When was that one?
Got the Lagunitas, right? I think I saw Gabriella with Lagunitas IPA.
She was drinking Lagunitas. I saw that too.
Yeah.
3 house miles before I go to sleep.
You're muted right now, Gabriella.
Oh, there we go. That was the first night I came on here, Gak. I drank a whole 6-pack of that and then a whole bottle of wine.
That explains a lot.
I'm
it was totally fine.
But just an IPA.
Nice.
And of course, banquet beer bottle.
We're all doing Lagunitas tonight.
Have you been at any of the events, Gabrielle?
I need a new cocktail.
I got the red wine.
I went out to the Banning one, Leo.
Banning, yeah.
Oh, same here, Perko.
Right.
Vodka sodas.
Leo, when we did that Jaws game, that was with her husband.
You're right. I
That was
remember
James,
that.
her husband.
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
I've got a picture with the man-eater game. I just thought it was just, a woman next to the man-eater game. I should post it on the IRC. It was really good. That's where I saw you, Leo, Banning.
I have a horrible memory. Anything like I forget what I ate yesterday. So
don't worry, so do I, especially
Pussy.
when I drink.
You're on fire
everything I
tonight.
say is dirty.
Hawk, you are on fire tonight.
You went down on the bearded dragon, did you?
But I forgot I ate it.
You're all vaginas are awesome.
Yes.
Yep.
Throwback to Ian Kellogg, right?
Yeah. Oh, Ian, it's been so long.
All that time.
Yeah.
Big lizard in my backyard, says Charles Klein. Hey, Charles, how you doing?
Oh, I know. You know what, Gak? That
Don't wanna feed him
Lagunitas born
anymore.
yesterday. We're trying to get a whole bunch of it because I know they're going to stop making it.
Yeah, they only do it once a year, and it's usually mid-October.
Yes. No, we got the first batch that they made. I have a liquor store near here that has a whole bunch of it, but I was trying to save it up so when we have the Nat tournament, but just like I told Andrew, I keep drinking everything.
Yeah, it just trickles away. Yep.
Yeah, it's so horrible. I don't know. I'm trying.
What was that picture that you sent, Gak? Who had you with the 8 cases of that shit?
Yeah, I think I bought 5 24-pack cases of it.
You did a video on it too, Gak. I saw it.
With Adam G. Yeah, with the Flicky game. Yeah, a couple years ago.
Yes. No, I saw it, and then this year when it got released, we went and got a few.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Yeah.
And then about 6 months later, they do one called Born Again Yesterday, because they freeze dry the hops that they used in Born Yesterday, and they do a second batch halfway through the year.
Yeah, the brewery is closer to you.
Yeah, it's about
you're mid
hour and a half maybe.
And yes, well, it's harder for us to get. We do get some, but not like you guys get it, because you guys get some of the special releases, and since you're closer, sometimes it doesn't even.
Yeah, that's true.
Here. Yep. But I do have the Los Angeles Ale Works, the Law Brewery here. It's near SpaceX, and
nice.
Absolutely love the beer. That's where I'm planning on taking all of you guys.
All right, sounds like fun.
We're going to be walking in and crawling out.
That's happened before.
I'm trying to talk my son into going, but he's going to be in Reno, so I don't know. I'll see if I can talk him into driving out here.
The biggest little city. I love Reno.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been there a few times for a boxing tournament.
Nice.
Yes. But no, it's a really nice area. A lot of casinos, as I remember.
Yeah. I haven't actually stayed there in probably 15 years. I drive through it, but never stay there.
And you see the big sign that says the biggest little city as soon as you go in. It's nice.
Yep.
No, but that'll be good. I'm trying to get you guys to all go to that brewery. I think there's also a few other ones, but the Law Works, it's my favorite. They have a few different ones. I know I had mentioned they have one made with lactobacillus, I think that's what it is. And it's called the milkshake, which is
milkshake IPA.
Yeah, that one is my absolute favorite. I've had that one, and I've also had one called Frank, like Lisa Frank. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but
and
she
Frank's
did a
sister.
bunch of
sister of Anne Frank. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just had one last last
Gabby,
week called, it was a nitro.
Do you have your phone near you?
Yeah.
Peanut butter milk.
Ooh.
Porter.
So peanut butter milk's porter.
That was a porter.
Not a stout, a porter. Huh?
Not a stout. It was a porter, and it was delicious. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I'm 90% sure it was a porter.
It's like it's liquid.
Because most peanut butter stuff are stouts. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of that stuff stouts, but I
love you, Gabby. I love you.
I had 2 beers last week.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
I'm gonna take off your bra.
Hanging out.
I see you. I'm looking at you.
Hey, we'll rendezvous at the Chick-fil-A.
No.
Next, take that bottle. No. And drink some more.
Sorry.
I am Jimbo.
What are we talking about?
A bottle. How you should drink some more. Jimbo is too.
Did anyone ever watch?
Is that duct tape on that? So Leo's
Mind of America.
Oh yeah,
Leo's label looks like it's duct tape.
Your label. Who is that? Is that a Treehouse?
That's
Oh, there we go.
It's one of the bottles. Yeah.
So what style is that one?
Before I sleep.
It's a stout. It's a hold on.
Okay.
Let's take a look here. Yeah, milk stout. Chocolate peanut butter.
Oh wow!
Chocolate peanut butter. Hot damn.
Leo, do you see the our Zoom group chat?
Yes.
Here, let's take a look at it real quick.
Did anyone ever watch the show Mind of America? And it was on HBO. Nobody.
Where the fuck's Seabart?
Jim, where?
I know, right? Shit, dude. I mean, I don't know how we're gonna do this.
The one night that I need him to do his timestamp shit with our previous shows. So I would like to queue up.
I'll text him if I can. Let me see if I can find his number.
You guys doing the best?
We were supposed to.
All the shows, and I know he's been working on that. Like.
Oh no, not well. I don't know where he's at with that, but we are gonna play Carrie's her Christmas poems from.
Yeah, I heard you talking about that. I'm waiting for.
But we don't have. But I don't know which episodes are.
I don't have Seabart's phone number because he's in secret parts of Canada. Does anyone?
I do. What do you want me to do?
Do you know which episode we had the Carrie's first?
At least her first
of the
2015 and 2016. She did.
The Christmas thing. So this would be the night before Christmas one. I think was the first one.
I tried to search our channel and I couldn't find anything other than those 2 I told you about, but those suck. We need to find the original episodes they were in. I guess I could search Clav. That was Carrie's idea. I could check that out.
I did it,
but I'm gonna guess.
Google
I'm gonna guess that Brad would have. I'm gonna guess that Brad would have posted just them by themselves, and it would have that music.
You ever had this? Let's call it Live.
Oh shit!
Don't show his number.
Yeah, don't hide his number.
No, it's just got his name.
Okay.
He's running from the cops right now.
Yeah.
He's in a ditch.
It's like the secret police of Canada.
What am I saying? I don't want him to.
Dude, Dave, remember when we were chatting the other day and like I called you back and your daughter picked up and I was like halfway through. So what's up? I'm like, oh wait,
Sources Inc. I'm available.
No Seabart. That's the
Seabart one.
He's running from the cops.
I don't know why. He's trying to cross. He's crossing the border.
He's running. He's got the mounted police behind him.
Literally.
Yeah. They haven't built a wall over here yet.
So, Steve-O, I've got one of these coming up next. So just
nice. I'm having that next too. Yep. I think I have one.
There
you go.
805.
So I got 805. Got a tall boy of this.
Oh, nice.
I thought about you tonight.
Oh, that's one of my favorite regular beers.
Yep.
If I'm not doing IPA, that's my next go-to beer.
Man, I have to say that I got a 5-gallon of that 805 right before the Halloween party we had at my house.
Yeah.
And then the next day was
a blur.
Brother-in-law's 50th. Brother-in-law's 50th birthday. So then I brought the keg over there, my whole setup, and it was like within a week it was gone. So it was like 5 gallons in a matter of a few days. I'm like, holy shit.
Well, do you guys remember the giant? I think I brought it out. The giant can that I have, the gallon and a third.
Kegerator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I put away 2 of those on Thanksgiving weekend.
Oh damn!
Wow.
And that shit's like 7%. Oh.
When I grow up, Andrew, I want to be just like you.
Right. Well, it's Thanksgiving. Too much food. Too much drink.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm half your
project
size
success.
and willing to do it. Good times. You know, I've never had the 805. I drink the Lagunitas, and I have red wine. Sometimes I like to mix it, and then I throw tequila in the mix, and it's just.
Oh boy!
Wait. So here's a question. So I was at a place with a family, actually that I've been to a bunch of times, and I think that maybe even we went. Did we go to Billy's Tavern when you guys were out here?
Not sure.
I don't think so.
In Denver.
I don't.
Maybe not.
And it's another Billy beer.
Billy's Tavern. So the whole point was Michelada.
Oh,
so Gabby, you know what
Billy beer?
Or just like tomato juice.
It's basically michelada.
Yeah.
All right, so it's basically, it seems like, from what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's basically a beer and a Bloody Mary.
Yeah, it's like a Bloody Mary, but they have lime and salt
disgusting.
in it.
That sounds horrible.
And they even put all the lime and like chili powder on the rim of a cup, like they would salt.
I didn't try it, but this place, like basically any beer you bought for 75 cents extra, they would make it a michelada.
Well, no, not everything like this. Like that. Not everything.
Coming on.
You know what? Out here, we're in LA. There's
tell them to get to work.
Of what's going on out here, especially with the drinks. They have michelada like that, but they put 4 Corona bottles in it, and that's how it's served.
Right.
It's like a huge bowl with 4 Corona bottles in it, and you just drink the whole thing. And
can we do michelada when we're out there?
No, I'm gonna do something called
do a uchelada.
Yeah.
Done.
Well, yes, we can. But I want to do one that's called cantadito, which is
pucolada.
Yeah.
No.
I've seen the other one that's like called clamato or something. Like
no, clamato. That's different. That's like fucking.
Yeah.
That's different.
That's clam juice and tomato juice mixed together. You
That's
don't want to
beer
that.
too, though, right? Don't they have one with beer?
No, vodka, I think.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I'm like, oof.
You guys
I've seen that.
Go get drunk and then just eat a bunch of oysters afterwards. That's
a recipe for vomit.
With a giant boner.
Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps you
what oysters are.
Then the clothes come off and everybody runs.
And everybody runs.
No, they have a really good drink called cantadito, which is a little singer. It's grape juice, orange juice, lime juice, pineapple juice, and a whole lot of tequila, all mixed in. So
candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker.
You don't even taste the alcohol. All you're drinking is like a citrus drink. And
I can taste the bubbles. No, I can't.
No, you can't. I guarantee you won't. I promise you. I'll have them here. You'll be crawling and out of your seat because you'll be sitting and drinking, and then all of a sudden it just hits.
Crawling in my skin.
Absolutely. Yeah. But it's really good. My thing is I enjoy the taste of beer. I like to drink hard alcohol. Of course I can take shots. And sometimes the drinks that I've had are like, oh yeah, I'm just sipping, I'll have 3, and I try to get up to go.
Yeah, that's the dangerous part of the hard stuff.
Yeah. Well, that's what makes it all the worth it. You know, I don't want to drink something and just burns where I feel like I'm gagging at the throat, like you know, this is something. You know, you drink it and it's absolutely amazing. But it also depends on what you guys like to drink. Like the michelada.
I'm curious about that drink because again, I saw it for the first time on the menu literally last weekend. Have never even heard of this thing.
It's tomato juice with lime and salt, and you know sometimes they'll have the clamato or clam.
I don't want the clamato.
Clam and tomato. Yeah. But if you're gonna do that and you're not used to it, go get drunk. Go to the oyster bar. Go. Shoot some oysters and
no, but like really, if you think about it though, it's not that much different than a mimosa, right? You put
a mimosa is different. That's
I know the ingredients, but what I'm saying is like orange juice and champagne, right? So it's like you're mixing champagne and orange juice. All right, so why not mix beer and tomato juice?
I was gonna say beer and orange juice.
Well,
that's like the what is it? The Heathers thing of like a orange juice and milk.
No.
So Crush Arcade up in Canada said they have a drink called a Caesar.
Yeah. That's what that is.
What's a Caesar?
Yeah, it's Clamato juice. It's like a Bloody Mary, but made with Clamato juice.
He said no beer though. We put vodka in it.
Yeah,
that's what a Bloody Mary's made with.
Yeah, it's a
bloody. I love Bloody Marys, but I have to put the celery stick in there, and I have to get the high
stick
end
of bacon.
Bloody Mary mix.
Yep.
I got 2 bottles in my fridge right now.
Yeah.
It's really good, but sometimes it's mixed a certain way. They'll mix tomato juice with chili and a little bit of cumin, and then celery seed, and plus you still stick the celery seed in it. So it just depends on everyone's flavor.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Gabby, do you like pickles?
Yeah, I do. I've done pickle shots too.
All right, so
he does pickle reviews on our YouTube channel.
We've done picklebacks. No.
There's an idea.
There's a company here. There's a company here called.
I bet no one else is doing that.
I'm gonna
review pickles, and wear something low cut, and then just like. Yeah, this one's got. She could do pairing videos like Gath does.
Oh my God!
Mixing some ASMR of you chewing on.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
like kind of crunching into it, slurping
so you can
it.
Hear, like I'm chewing.
Yeah.
No, but the reason why I asked is because there's a company here in Colorado, well, in Denver, who does. They call themselves the Real Dill, but they do a Bloody Mary mix, which is heavy on pickles. So it's a pickle flavored Bloody Mary mix.
Yes.
I like it. I'm not even a big fan of pickles, but I like it.
No, because they probably because it's vinegar. Pickle juice has vinegar.
Sure.
And they'll also put peppercorns in it, dill. That's why
it goes right in there.
Have you guys ever seen the underwear, the men's boxers that say, "I'm a pretty big dill"? Andrew has those in mock too.
I don't think it says deal, but yeah.
No,
dill, like
dill, D-I-L.
And then it has a pickle on it too. They know.
I skipped that section.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
I go to the I'm an average dill.
Too small.
I haven't seen my pickle in over 20 years.
Mine just says it's cold outside, I swear.
my
pickle size those underwear.
My pickle's safe from the rain.
Yeah, exactly. So I see Island Pirates in the chat. I don't know if you guys saw this recently. I guess I don't know if he's already there. He's on his way to Ottumwa, Iowa, to meet up with Walter Day. He's bringing out if he can correct me if I'm wrong here, but I believe I understood this right. He's got 4 or 5 of the Crush Roller games, or whatever the other version is. Which one's the Williams?
We were talking about that last week.
Crush Roller and what was the other? The Crafty
Make Tracks. Make Tracks.
So
Williams one is Make Tracks. So he's got 3 or 4 that were new in box from the Time Traveler warehouse up in Canada. Oh, wow. And they're going to do some kind of tournament that's for Make Tracks only with Walter Day, because Walter Day, that was his game back in the day, I guess.
I thought that could be Marathon too, that game.
Maybe.
Interesting.
I thought Walter Day only made cards nowadays.
Oh, okay. So he's
where's
saying,
mine?
Is he still taking?
Okay, I just went to the West Coast.
Yeah, Jimbo needs an eyes card.
Yeah. Hey, if there's one for fucking
and a
Nibbler.
Cheyenne and a
there should be something for all of them.
There's a movie for Nibbler.
But Cheyenne's not official yet. So.
Jimbo, where's your movie?
What movie?
Well, they did one for fucking Nibbler.
Oh, that movie. Yeah, I thought you were talking about a different movie. No, I'm
all right. So making a high score.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
And we should have a starring role in that for the early attempts with John Jacobson crashing and trying to make certain that he doesn't do some sort of ball shot.
Yeah,
while
trying to
Jim's
protect
playing.
you from the fucking flying elbows.
Right. Carrie was my bodyguard at Profile.
I totally was.
Taking bot shots.
I was ready to take anybody down. Boom.
That was funny. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Karate.
So he says he has 5 Make Tracks. Alan Pirate says he has 5 of the Make Tracks in a truck. Went through a snowstorm over the mountain today. He said Walter can get 1.6 million on the game.
He's a beast.
Is this cat with him? Shitting all over the
yeah, right.
Two cats, yeah.
His guitar.
Two cats and his wife.
The cat's making tracks in the
leaving tracks
in the trailer. No. Make tracks in the trailer.
Make tracks. Get a Roomba.
Yeah, exactly.
Get a Roomba. Get a cat.
Way to bring it round. Whole circle there. Like I said, you're on fire tonight, Mock.
Oh, thanks.
All the points are. It's like the old.
Mock is in rare form.
Yeah, it's like whose line is it anyway? Where he's like who gets the point, who gets the win? Like Mock,
I didn't give you proper intro. I tried to fill your shoes, but that didn't happen.
Oh, we're still doing intro?
I just bumbled through it and then we just changed subjects.
You gotta ring the bell. Mock, ring the bell. You have to do the ding.
So wait, are you saying that we need to get Mock to do another intro right now? We're an hour into the show.
Yeah.
And we should go ahead and do the intro.
Do we need to dance?
I want to just hear it.
Jim, get the disclaimer ready.
In the intro. There you go, Carrie. You got to do it, Mock.
All right. Welcome to the arcade. I'll do it real fast. Welcome to the Arcade Hangout, America's longest running arcade podcast, live on the internet. We're a bunch of friends that like to get together once a week and talk about arcade games, our favorite things that are in our belly button.
Micro Machines.
And Mandalorian. Other
Are we doing belly button checks?
America's longest running. I think it's the world's longest running.
World's longest.
World's longest.
With more women than the other podcasts of classic arcade. So
Yes.
put that in your pipe and smoke it.
But the same number of nipples.
Mock, do the bell. You have to do the bell afterwards. Ding.
Yeah, we're the most beloved podcast too, because like PR people reach out to us to have famous.
That's
people
right.
Yeah,
we got famous people like
we've got PR agents like throwing
Jacobson's been on the show.
Yeah. Unlike other podcasts, we don't actually ask people to be on the show; they ask to be.
They ask us.
Which is true. We're too lazy to do outreach.
We've had Slick Nick, who's becoming a celebrity on the show.
Yep.
Right. He's up to 100.
We've had Richie Knuckles on the show, and now we might have.
I don't know.
Announce it?
No,
I think we wait.
That's not real.
I know that's not going to happen, right? Ever. That's
if it does, it's going to be like shit.
It's going to be like work.
I have to do a bunch of research just to.
That means I gotta ask him like a list.
We had one of the designers for Mega Touch come on here.
Yes, that's right. That was a really good show too.
Who, by the way, no one has ever had on a show.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So, Mock and Andrew, I got to ask you guys right now. Let's say I have a friend who knows someone that did all the voice work for Cuphead. Is that someone we might be interested in having on?
Yes.
Cool.
That's a fun game.
Well, we introduced everyone to Cuphead.
I know someone who knows them. So
should I play a disclaimer?
We've talked about Cuphead a lot on the show.
We have.
I better play this.
I would love that.
I just posted my pictures on my masks. I put them up in the arcade room over the weekend.
Yeah, the other one I think we should. Well, I know we don't, like Carrie said, we don't really reach out to people, but like one I think might be good because maybe we can finagle something out of this. I think he's like the president of Discord. The game voiceover stuff.
Which is
he's a total arcade guy. He has an arcade collection
interface ever.
It's super easy interface. I do not understand how they make money. Like, why do they exist?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
But
because their product is so fucking good, but it doesn't push ads. It doesn't.
I don't think it's intuitive at all. I have a tough time figuring out how to connect and disconnect.
But like at the end of the day, like basically, like we can talk all day long during the games we're playing. It doesn't matter what we're playing, and it just
just like Roger Wilco back in the day.
Yeah, but like better than Roger Wilco.
Yeah, better, but
Roger Wilco, that was like 1997.
I just dated myself.
Yeah.
Boom.
And actually, Roger Wilco, all by itself, dates you.
Remember it though?
Even further back, yeah.
I remember playing that with Team Fortress, I think, and Star Siege Tribes. Oh, and Quake, and Unreal Tournament, all that shit with Roger Wilco, because there was no voice chat set up yet for all that shit
at all.
But it was before Xbox had it and PlayStation.
It was way before
Way before.
Halo. Oh, and speaking of which, Halo, they just announced all the Halo games are available on Steam.
Oh,
and you know what?
For free?
$40
for everything. Oh,
I don't want to play Halo.
I've played it a million times. I'm tired of it.
I played the one. I don't need to play
hear
anymore.
Gabrielle. I can't hear you.
No, I was saying the Master Chief Collection was just released.
Yep.
Today.
It's on Steam.
On Steam. And
$40.
Yes, I love it. That's what I've been waiting for all the levels to come out.
Oh, good.
I'm a avid Halo player. I've been playing
I used to
Fortress 2, TF2, even the first one. I love Halo. I love how all of us work to get to co-op. You know, we all get together. We each have our parts that we play, every single thing that we each do in the game. You know, everyone has their part that they play in. I'm a Warthog driver, and I also like to just work with everyone to see what everyone's good at, and we get on there and play. I love it. Team Fortress 2 is fun. Don't drop your pussy.
She just pussy ran over my shoulder.
Team Fortress 2 is fun, but I've noticed that with the, first, because I like to play first-person shooter games. When you shoot it, you kind of don't get of an accurate hit. It's more of a vague.
Are you kidding me?
No, play some Halo.
Well, no, that's all right. So there is. Oh, geez, like this is a whole different conversation, though. So there is scatter to Team Fortress 2 that's built in. So there's a randomized bit to the accuracy to the guns.
Well, yes, if you're a sniper, I'm not doing the sniper.
No, but sniper's different because sniper's 100% accurate.
Yes, but what I'm saying is that when I pick up my weapon and I go ahead and shoot, I don't just steady aim shoot. I have to move side to side and then make sure that they don't try to get me on a single shot. It's because the sniper is the one that takes me out of the flame blower. But what I'm saying is on Halo, it's completely different. When you shoot, it's more of an accurate shot. You need to get on there and play with me.
All right.
Let's play I've been waiting for the Master Chief Collection.
All right. To come out. So if we're going to do a Thursday night Halo thing, I'll throw down. But I'm telling you right now that like
every Thursday, it's on.
Why don't you just buy
I have a bitterness when it comes to Halo. So
yeah.
I'll play it.
I don't like how floaty it is when you jump in the air.
If we're playing it, I'm on board. Like whatever we're gonna play on Thursday nights to PC game, I'm cool with it.
He needs to go download and purchase what is it called? Battle. What did we just get in, Andrew?
Borderlands. Borderlands 3.
Borderlands 3 just came out. We purchased that one. It's a team.
I've never played it.
It's gonna be so much.
Haven't? Oh my god, it's gonna be a blast.
It's gonna be a blast.
I've played Call of Duty, Modern Warfare.
It's a first-person shooter.
Fortnite.
Borderlands, you would totally get into it. It's actually there's a RPG element too.
PUBG or PUBG.
And your characters in Borderlands are persistent. So as you get new weapons when we play together as a group,
you
keep those forever.
Build.
And you get different weapons.
You get to keep whatever you can hold.
Whatever you hold, but like you decide when you want to throw that away.
Yeah.
Like
you get a backpack and hold them.
Yeah. A little sidebar here. The company I work for, we're doing an LED screen at the entry place to PUBG, the offices. I guess they're Southern California somewhere. But what's funny is the guy who's the project manager, he has a little bit of a lisp. So he calls them Pudgy. Like we're gonna do Pudgy next week, and everybody's always laughing their ass off. Yeah.
Gak, why don't you flash that beer again that you were showing a little bit earlier?
Oh yes, same guy actually.
Yeah, what are you drinking there?
Same guy. He was on a project out in Boston about 3 weeks ago. So I turned it into my beer mule.
There you go.
I had him stop by Trillium and pick up because it was like I guess it's only like 10-minute drive from the airport or something, right?
Yeah, it's right. It's right in when we were that restaurant we were eating at when we were waiting for everyone's airport to arrive from the airport. It's like a 5-minute walk from there.
Okay.
Gabriella, check out Borderlands 3. There's vehicles in it. There's different types of vehicles, and you work as a team to fight off baddies.
Okay. Well, I like Halo. I've been playing it since 2006. I didn't play the earlier ones. And
which Halo are you talking about? Which version?
Yeah, which one? There's like 1, 2, 3, and 4, right?
Halo 3. Halo 2 and 3. Right. And I have some YouTube videos of me playing. I have some really good sniper shots.
What was the big innovation on 3?
And I like the levels. I like, even just how everyone comes together and they play, and whatever it is that you guys say, if you want to do sniping, say someone wants to shoot off the warthog, say, whatever it is that you do, each one knows what they're good at. I am an overall player, and I'm good at whatever. I'm good to adjust to whatever it is that the group needs me to do, especially once I play more and more. But I like the fact that everyone knows what they're doing and kind of work together and achieve and win the game. And that's what it's always been. Even on Call of Duty, they had a Nazi zombie kind of. I know it's a little strange, but
no, it's cool.
They
actually, I love Nazi zombies because, like, basically,
you played it.
Well, no, because of Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I'm all about killing Nazis.
Well,
and if they're zombies, then I'll kill them too.
There's
I'm on board.
Yes, no, I played a game on there where you're in a house, basically. You have to board up the windows, and a constant wave of zombies are coming in, and they collectively get bigger and bigger every time you go in. So you have to adjust, get more weapons, unlock different parts of the house to get more and more as you go. But, you have to cover each window and constantly go in, and it scared me, but at the same time it was fun. You died every single time.
Well, no, don't get me wrong. I just want to say, like, I'll do Halo. We're doing PC gaming night on Thursday nights anyway. Yes. So, and actually, anyone who wants to join us, we're on Discord. If you don't know how to get in our Discord, reach out to.
I don't either. Someone tell me how to do it.
We're still trying to fix Mock.
Can you?
No, I got in there.
Yeah. But no, so we'll definitely do that. I'm all about changing games up. I know that, like, so the new Borderlands 3.
So am I. I just feel like sometimes I get stuck on the games that I like playing, especially, like Call of Duty, Modern Warfare, and Halo. Those are my games that I used to play. I've been playing.
I'll play whatever. Like whatever the group wants to play, I'll play.
You guys talked about Borderland. I really need to get into that, but I think you
would really like it. It's
TF2. I've been playing it. I kind of like the feel of it. I go in there, especially when it comes to the whole team coming together to stop. I don't know what it's called.
Well, see, that's the thing is that Borderlands is a team game. So and you work together to fight your way through.
The only issue with Borderlands might be that I think there are limits to how many players we can play.
I think isn't it 4?
I think it's 4.
A lot of games.
Yeah.
So those be the nights we only have 4 players.
Yeah.
But I mean, so Necros was just saying, so the other game, so Team Fortress 2, we definitely will play that by default because that'll handle up to like maybe
12 people or something.
I think it's like 32 players.
Yeah, I've talked to Wolf about it when
we don't have that many people.
If we had that many people, we'd play Team Fortress.
Ours is a lockdown server, so
yep, it is. But like, if you're on Discord, then we'll hook you up with that password. So anyone who wants to join us, we'll do it.
What's the Discord? How do they find you on Discord? It's Arcade Hangout, right?
Name?
It's the channel's Arcade Hangout. If you reach out to myself, I'll give you the link to the Discord channel if you want to join us on Thursday nights. But the point is, like, we'll play whatever we have for the players who are there, and we might start with Team Fortress, but like I think
it's free.
It's free and everyone can play it. But I think we all would love to play Borderlands 3 because it's taken us a while to get into that. It's been out for a couple months now.
We haven't even touched it yet.
No one's touched it yet, and we would love to start
sitting on my hard drive going, play me.
I know. We just, like, last week is like, we're fucking doing this.
I've already installed it and made sure it ran up, and
I literally haven't even fired it up yet, but it's installed and I'm ready to go.
Well, I got to the the main screen, where your menu. That one, go ahead.
Yeah, well, and then the other one would be like Left 4 Dead 2, which we can handle up to 8 players. simultaneously playing. So it's really going to be about like, show up if you want to play these games. This is what we're talking about playing. If you've got a new suggestion, if you want to play Halo and you can convince the rest of the group, fuck it.
Don't worry, I'll be on there.
I'll buy Halo.
I'm on there. I'm on there.
I want to play Overwatch, but nobody wants to play that one.
Dude, I have it. I got Overwatch. I've played it for 15 minutes.
Yeah, I know, but it's a lot of fun. I wish we could play
it, but I just we got it. So, but there's another one. So so we can do Overwatch.
Overwatch is a lot kind of like Team Fortress. I mean, it has a lot of similar modes.
It's just an updated version, kind of.
Pretty much, yeah. Except for you got powers, which is kind of cool.
Yep.
Well, I guess you have powers in the Team Fortress as well.
Yeah, it's very weapon based, but yeah. So I think we get into the Discord, and then someone makes a decision about like what are we going to play. Someone makes some proposals, and we find a game to play. We play. That's
Necro says he has Overwatch, so we should try that.
We could do that.
I wonder how much that is. It might be cheap because it's I
bought it really cheap on sale.
Yeah, I'm going to check what it's going for right now. Humble. I was going to check Steam, but
it's not on Steam.
Cyber Monday just passed, and they had tons of deals on everything.
Yeah, I literally played, like, one of my employees came in and she was like, "Oh, I love this game. It's Overwatch. It's awesome." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I've heard of it." And she literally like shoved her laptop at me and was like, "Play it." And I was like,
"Right now."
All right. And I played it for like 15 minutes during lunch. And it's like, all right, it seems cool. But there's like classes and characters I don't know what they do. So just
you got to get into it. Well,
like anything else.
That's the thing with every game. I know Fortnite and what is it?
PUBG.
It's the same thing. To me, those Fortnite and PUBG, they're like kind of the same with a lot of similarities. It is a little bit different, but it's kind of the same thing. You drop out and have to get to your destination. But those were two of the same. I cannot get into it, and I'm trying. I keep playing till I get it.
Well, and I think if you hang out with us, like while we're doing a gaming night,
it's
we do a good job, I think, because we're gonna play that game for like a good 4 to 6 hours.
Overwatch is on sale right now for $14.99.
I think that maybe if I knew you or Mock were in there, I'll go ahead.
We're gonna do like us only and try and like just.
I think it's funner when people are in there and you go ahead and try to get them, because it's true. Just like when I used to play Halo, there was a huge group of us that would get together, and when someone's internet connection just went bad, or when someone didn't do what they were trying to do, it was serious. They would just like not play with them anymore.
I mean, it's like level
of what you guys are doing, but
no, but it's like playing with arcade games, right? It's fun to play arcade games by yourself, but it's even better when you're playing with your friends. And
Carrie, it took me a long time to find the 2015 poem in the episode, because you did it at the end of the episode, and it's 5.5 hours in.
What? All right. So are we doing the poem now?
I finally fucking found these. I've been muted for so long. She did her first poem 5 hours and 23 minutes in, because that show went.
It's the very end of the show.
And the other one in 2016 was like 3.5 hours in.
All right.
I think I did it. Yeah, because I think originally I did it towards the end, because I was like all nervous and.
You were getting you were working up the courage.
And, the problem is that I then had too much liquid courage.
Jim, are we doing the disclaimer first?
I think I kind of stopped.
Disclaimer. I had it queued up like an hour ago, but
Well, so wait.
That was when we used to start at like 7.
7 o'clock,
right?
Right?
Pacific time.
Like an hour. So
I was just gonna say it's like we never started at 7.
Why did we do 5-hour shows?
Yeah, I know. There's no way out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because we didn't know any better back then.
The alcohol tolerance was larger than it is now.
I took many sick Wednesdays.
We took a lot of. All right, so are we ready for the poem time?
Let me go get a beer.
Yes.
All right, so everyone get their beers or whatever. And then,
everyone get ready.
Barry, do you want to do an intro to your
Do you remember it?
So we're doing,
like
actually I do. I remember.
I
can. Yeah. Oh, this is like a retrospective, like the director's cut. Are you actually ready, Jim? Because I know that.
I got them queued up. Do you?
Doing...
I can play the YouTube. I have it queued up on YouTube.
I'll present you. Yeah.
Okay. Let me share that.
But like, we gotta wait for Mock and Gabby to get back.
Yeah. So I'll go back to. I'll do the retrospective.
Yeah, and the main thing is this is the first... make sure that these guys know when they come back that we can't talk during.
Yeah, we got to be quiet while it plays.
Ixnay on the Akinte.
All right, so
everyone should mute themselves.
Steve is coming back, but we got to wait for Gabby too.
So this is the first one, right? Like the
2015.
So
I haven't even listened to it. I just found the beginning of it, and you're sitting in front of the fireplace. Your Defender was still in your living room then,
and your fireplace didn't work.
Was that pre-Jimbo, by the way? I'm kind of wondering.
Else, but
is Carrie gonna read it live, or is she gonna?
Yeah, no. This will actually be Jimbo that you'll want to have. But I will. So I'll say that I remember doing this as first of all, I think I had high hopes that I would turn on my fireplace and have it crackling. Oh, it's a gas fireplace, having it crackling in the background. If I recall correctly, and I could be wrong, my fireplace kind of worked off and on. And now it just doesn't work at all.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, here, I'll do this cool shot of me with the fire in the background, and then the fucking thing wouldn't start. So there was that. So I think it's me in front of my gas fireplace that would not, in fact, ignite. And like I said, here we fast forward to 2019. Oh, look at there, the dog. And we flash forward to 2019, and the goddamn thing doesn't work at all now. So I need to have somebody out to fix it.
That's actually part of the reason why the first video that you did, morphed into what it was, because I wanted to record you in front of your fireplace originally, and then we would just show the images in the corner.
Yeah.
But your fireplace didn't work, so we're like, well, now what?
Right. Yeah. So dope. And I remember that I did this because I was so excited back in the old days. I am still incredibly honored and excited to be part of this group. But she knows better.
Now she's like, how do I get out?
Now we're like,
I know, exactly.
Maybe I should change my email address.
Gabriella replacement.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yes.
See ya.
Yeah.
I hope you
tag
got
team.
Cinematronics and different alcohol drinks to go with Christmas. Like,
so I was very excited to surprise you guys this first year with my Christmas poem. I think I had alluded to the fact that I was doing something, and so this was kind of like my way of saying just how much y'all really meant to me. So
no,
it's about 4 minutes, so it's not that long.
All right, so I'm gonna.
Plus, she's the only person in any type of arcade that has anything to do with all kinds of Christmas. You're the only person out there, Harry. The only one that has an actual Christmas, poem or anything to do with it. So when you Google anything like that, you're the first one that shows up.
Aw. Nice.
I know I found
Christmas and arcade in the same service.
Yeah.
Now, my favorite
And
one
poem.
is one host. She says that an arcade, the body of an arcade collector or something like that. You make a little spin-off like that about it, but it's absolutely funny.
All right, so we gotta be quiet to let
everyone mute themselves, please.
Yep, everyone be quiet. So we're just gonna go ahead and play this. But Jimbo, you're in charge.
I'm presented. So and you can see you can see Carrie right now.
I see Carrie and Bacon Man.
That's right. Yep. Yeah.
Bacon Man.
All right, let's sit back and enjoy this little trip down nostalgia lane.
All right, here we go. Hopefully this is loud enough.
That's having an issue. All right, so it's going to go off and on. We're going to just ignore the fire. We're going to go with the fucking holiday lights and the Defender behind me. And we will go with our going away poem of the evening, which is the Tuesday before Christmas.
What year was
it? Yeah, you did, Mark.
I really didn't envision doing this so many drinks deep into this, but that's okay. We'll see how I do. So my little ode to everyone and my nod to the holidays. 'Twas the Tuesday before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, certainly not Polly the dead pole position mouse. Our games were all silent, so the Hangout crew could be heard, although the folks without headsets kept causing reverb. Buffett and Steve were nestled all snug in their beds because they were smarter than us in using their heads. Orange Whip tried hard to keep an arcade discussion on track, but no one stayed on topic, not even Mock or Chris Gack. When out in my garage, there arose such a clatter. I sprang from my couch to see what was the matter. Away to my arcade, I flew like a flash right after guzzling my drink because I didn't want to spill or splash. The sight of my monitors made me forget our show. Where there had been broken games, now came an iridescent glow. When to my wondering eyes did appear but a sleigh filled with Ian Kellogg cap kits and 8 soldering reindeer. Landing Gravatar's spaceship with reflexes so quick I knew in an instant it must be St. Nick. More skillful than I, he played the next newly fixed game, shouting, "It's Christmas magic," and for all arcades he'd do the same. A working Red Tent in Raston, and of course Robotron, a restored Tapper in Tempest, a good smelling environmental discs of Tron. From the earliest Bronze Age to when Atari took its fall, classic arcade games I love, I'll bulletproof them all. As Leaf Switches responded when his fingers did fly, for a world on Karate Champ he was certain to try. Engrossed in his game, I left him in my garage so drafty, returned to the show in time to hear "fuck you" uttered by Crafty. I just poured a fresh drink when I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I muted my computer and tried to stifle a frown, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. I thanked him profusely for after iRobot he fixed and selfishly regretted not getting that broken Craigslist kicks. But it was to the show that I really wanted to get back, so I invited him to join so he could meet the whole pack. I told him of Kalen and how he opens up 2084 and explained that Dave usually broadcasts with relatives galore. Santa's droll little mouth couldn't help but smile when I described why Seabart was booze-free for a while. As I spoke of the podcasters, the chat kept putting up links to dick pics and hot chicks and Care Bears with kinks. I didn't explain what googly eyes now means to me. There are some things Santa doesn't need to see. I told the old man that while my games I adore, it's really my arcade friends that I cherish even more. Because of my dear friend Andy, this community I joined where there are so many on free play and give without being coined. I told him from Jimbo and 34K, both of whom mean more to me than I can even say. Santa smiled and stopped me, said he got the whole picture. He'll subscribe to the channel for more than the clicking and liquor. On to the next arcade he knew he needed to go. Said he might join us one night, but appeared incognito. And I heard him exclaim ere he drove out of sight, "Happy collecting to all, and to all a good night."
Oh my God, that's so fucking good.
Oh my God.
It was weird because I kept hearing people interrupt. I'm like, oh wait, that's the actual video.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, that was fun.
Now, like, where'd Buffett come from, right?
We just said everyone be quiet.
Yeah. I know. I wish I would have spoken more slowly because I know I was nervous and so I was rushing through it. But it was.
I don't even know how I get out of here. What's this? No. Show grid view. It changed as soon as I shared my screen.
Wow, that was 5 hours and 27. Damn, that was a long ass.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It was just when you presented me, it changed everything. Okay.
I gotta gallery view us. Oh my God, dude! I was laughing my ass off. Dude.
That was
so was I.
So many of our old
it's so dated. It's a little dated too. Like
it's dated, but it's so good.
Yeah.
The Ian Cap kits.
Oh my God.
2084 reference.
Yeah. Right.
Care Bears with kinks. An Andy reference.
Yep.
Yeah. Andy reference.
Oh.
Sorry.
That's so good.
Handy.
Andy.
Should I should I do the other one? I've got it queued, but
Sure.
Because we can do her music videos next week or whatever.
Yeah, let's do that.
That sounds great.
We'll do the two poems tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll play Jim again.
all meet
Oh yeah,
each
the
other.
second one's a long one because this is like when I realized there's only two Christmas poems.
That's what she said.
But you also,
that's what she wanted to say.
you also, I think in this one you call out specific people a little more,
oh shit!
Can we have little spins? What's up?
I had to pee.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
We could do
this is an intermission.
Yeah.
Just use the litter box.
That's a lot of clumps.
There's
that's how exciting it is.
There's a cat in it right now.
Kick him out and say, I gotta go.
I gotta go.
No, you need to pee in Mock's new cat litter box.
Yeah, that'll rotate your clumps.
Oh
right?
my God.
It'll be fine.
So thanks to last week's podcast when you posted that link, I ended up with that in like my suggested videos. Like,
God,
like
Alexa
that was
heard it.
right, like Google knew, and so next time I went to go watch some sort of video on YouTube, that was the advertisement I had to see before it started, and I think I could have stopped it sooner, but I ended up watching the whole damn thing because.
And then you ordered one.
I think your poem. Your poem is like now I'm hearing everything in rhymes when people are talking. Oh. Like everything's rhyming to me suddenly. I'm like,
Jimbo, how was your
Gary, honestly, that robot is like a life changer.
Awesome.
It's a life changer, that thing. I mean, because it doesn't make the house smell like cat litter box anymore because it's sealed up it seals it up after it dumps it. And
it looks really cool. It was bigger than I expected, but it makes sense because you have to have a cat be willing to actually walk into it.
That's a big bitch.
Business. yeah, that's what she wanted to say.
What you do is you put the other cat sandbox, like either replace their old cat sandbox with that, or if you're moving it, then you just put their old cat sandbox near it. And then eventually, you remove it, and then they go, okay, well, I'll go in here.
Oh, clever.
And there's special cat litter you can get that makes it cat attract, I think it's called, and they really like to pee on that stuff. So that's good cat litter.
So then you said you like people you don't like, you spray that stuff or put it on their car or something.
Pour it in their car.
Yeah, totally.
Gas tank.
There you go. Yeah, pee on this.
Now, Jim, you know what to get Carrie for Christmas.
She's
better than a friendship bracelet.
Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
Well, shit. That was what I was going to get her. God damn it.
Yeah.
With her name on it.
Jim, why is your red tent behind you?
Because everything's rearranged for Christmas.
Oh.
Or did you know the answer and you're making a joke about?
No, it was just very.
Because every year I usually move it right behind me because I've got Cheyenne and Gapless right here, so I could have spot for the tree
in the background. Got it.
Yeah, normally I only move one cabinet out of the row for the tree, but this year I moved two because I wanted people to be able to throw darts yet, which is right on the other side of the tree. Yeah. So that's the whole reasoning. Sorry. But yeah, the red tent always gets. In fact, when I get my pin eventually, the red tent's going to permanently be behind me then. And it's deceiving, but there's enough room for people to walk through between Hang On and the tent. Actually, I'm surprised that I didn't think about this last year to move Cheyenne over because it's such a deep game, and the gun sticks out. So it's better where it is right now. So I got Gap Plus and Cheyenne back to back up against the wall where the pin's going to go.
Where does the sex swing go?
You can't see it right now, but
It's over his bed.
On the balcony so that the
make sure you attach it to a stud.
You really have to hang on. Yeah.
Oh, well, isn't that the whole idea of sex swing?
Sex swing.
Make sure you find a stud for your
That's
sex
what I said.
Exactly, yeah.
Make sure you find a stud. Don't put it in that drywall. It's not going to last.
Oh, God. Nobody wants a drywall.
Nope.
Bad case of the drywalls.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Okay. Let's see. I got to share here.
Oh, yeah. So this one I made a little more like the first poem I did was very specific to you guys. And then this one, I tried to make it more inclusive of the Clav community.
All right, so
fuck them.
I know that's trying to be bad. No, I'm just kidding.
Gotta mute ourselves, but look at the lineup on the bottom there. That's great.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and there's a couple folks in there.
Oh, look, I have my Devo hat with the little ball on top.
You too. Must have been late in the day. Must have been late in the episode.
Oh, yeah.
3 hours.
That was before
3 hours
I
and
knew
8 minutes.
better.
Buffett's hat.
So for people that don't know, a long time ago,
too.
yeah, when I would get really drunk, too drunk, I would put the Devo hat on.
It was an indicator. It was
a
Devo
hat would come on.
Geiger count.
It was a warning for everyone.
That means I'm drunk in this episode.
All right.
I think I was too.
Gak, you look so
sure
young.
3 hours in, most of us were.
Yeah.
What year was this one?
I'll
2016?
start using
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Schmuck. I'll start putting the
So
Devo
weathered now.
Yeah, let's all get our Devo hats.
Good
Yeah,
time.
Andrew has a Devo hat.
I've got one out in the garage, but I'm not making the walk. Maybe for Christmas.
The cock of the walk.
I gotta get my Christmas hat.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
All right.
Fire away. Everyone mute.
Oh, well, if we're all, do you want it now? Do you want, we're all back now.
Want it now.
All right.
Wait, first explain like where it came from.
You're asking 9 guys if they want it now.
So for those of you who were not who were not following us last year, whatever the hell the term would be. So last year I did a, 'twas the night before Christmas, but the redo was the Tuesday before Christmas. And so I've done I've mangled someone else's piece this year. So this one will be with apologies to Dr. Seuss, because I've redone How the Grinch Stole Christmas. And honestly, I was not going to do one this year, but I appreciated that you guys were like, "Are you going to do one? Do one." And then actually Brad was the one who had mentioned about the Grinch. So, and I will say, just to let you guys know, this time y'all aren't featured in it. Last time I kind of talked about the group, but this time not. This one also, I will say, my apologies also just a little bit go to Mock for this one.
What?
But,
What I do?
It's on meme.
Yeah, this a little bit, but it's about. I'm gonna put my glasses on because I've been drinking, so I need to be able to see. So this is your story time. Just everybody sit back and relax on this one. This one's a little more challenging to read than the last one. So yeah, but this is
You're a mean one. Thank you, Mr. Mock.
Mr. Mock.
This
I'm telling myself to shut up right now.
Right.
With the Devo hat.
Let the poor girl speak.
With cotton swabs on top.
So this would be, but this is not about MAME. This is how the commercial MAMer stole Christmas. So again, with not just someone who's playing MAME. This is a commercial MAMer.
Hallelujah!
Holy shit!
Andrew.
All right, we're doing this.
All right, we're doing this. You ready? Okay.
No sound effects, Jim.
No pressure.
Right.
Let's fucking mute Jim.
You have about 8 minutes, and I can't see y'all. I'm reading this on my screen. All right.
Itching to hit that button.
Totally, I'm just going to pain him. How the commercial MAMer stole Christmas. Every Clover in Clawville liked fixing arcade games a lot, but the commercial MAMer on Craigslist clearly did not. He didn't care about the cabs, didn't find restore and please, and now please don't ask why. No one knows quite the reason. It could be his childhood was sad and not right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think the most likely reason of all may have been that his wallet was 2 sizes too small. For whatever the reason, his wallet or his shoes, he surfed for sale forums for cheap cabinets to abuse. Working from his man cave with a sour MAMer frown, thinking of the marquee lights in the Clover's virtual town, he knew every Clover in Clawville online was busy now repairing their latest find. They're bulletproofing for the holidays, he snarled with a sneer. Tomorrow is Christmas, it's practically here. Then he growled with his Mamer fingers nervously drumming, "I must stop Christmas arcade parties from coming." For tomorrow he knew all the Clover girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd play their restored toys. And then sound pots up. Oh, the noise, 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 noise. That's one thing he hated, the noise, 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 noise. Then the Clovers, young and old, would restore and fix. They'd help each other, and they'd fix, fix, fix. They would fix monitors and boards that had ceased, which was something a Mamer couldn't stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Clover down in Clawville, the tall and the small, would host get-togethers with beer, which goes without saying, and stand side by side, and the Clovers would start playing. They'd play, and they'd play, and they'd play, play, play. And the more the Mamer thought of the Clov repair co-ops, the more the Mamer thought, this whole thing, I must stop. They keep buying old cabs. I won't put up with it now. I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how? Then he got an idea, an awful idea. The Mamer got a wonderful, awful idea. I know just what to do, the Mamer laughed in his throat, and he made a quick Santa Claus hat and a coat. And he chuckled and clucked, what a great Mamer trick. With this coat and this hat, I look just like Saint Nick. All I need is a reindeer, the Mamer looked around. But since reindeer are scarce, there was none to be found. Did that stop the old Mamer? No, the Mamer simply said, if I can't find a reindeer, I'll make one instead. So he called his dog Max, then he took some red thread, and he tied a big horn on the top of his head. Then he loaded some dollies, tie-downs, and straps on a ramshackle sleigh, and he hitched up old Max. Then the Mamer said, giddy up, and the sleigh started down towards the homes where the Clovers lay a snooze in their Clawville town. All their windows were dark, quiet snow filled the air. All the Clovers were dreaming arcade dreams without care when he came to the first little house on the square. This is stop number 1, the old Mamer Claus hissed, and he climbed to the roof, empty bags in his fist. Then he slid down the chimney, though he had the body of a gamer. But if Santa could do it, then so could the Mamer.
Awesome.
He got stuck only once for a moment or two. Then he stuck his head out of the fireplace flue, where the little cabarets all sat in a row. These minis, he grinned, are the first things to go. Then he slithered and slunk with a sly most unpleasant around the whole room and took every game that was present. Asteroids and Spy Hunters, Galaga, Pong, Arkanoid, Moon Patrol, Gyrus, Donkey Kong.
Arkanoid?
Then he stuffed them in bags. Then the Mamer very nimbly stuffed all the bags one by one up the chimney. Then he slunk to the workbench. He took the Clover's tools. He took the cap kits. He took the wire on spools.
Not Jack's house.
Nice. Then he cleaned out that garage as quick as a flash. Why, that Mamer even took their impulse by cash. Then he stuffed all the tea molding up the chimney with glee. And now, grinned the Grinch, I will stuff up Centipede. And the Grinch grabbed the game and he started to shove when he heard a small sound like the coo of a dove. He turned around fast and saw a future Clover so small, little Cindy Lou Clov, who had learned to solder just last fall. The Grinch had been caught by this daughter of a Clover who had got out of bed for a cup of cold water. She stared at the Mamer and said, Santa Claus, why? Why are you taking an arcade game? Why? But you know that old Mamer was so smart and so slick, he thought up a lie and he thought it up quick. Why, my sweet little tot, the fake Santa Claus lied, the trackball on this game grinds and won't glide. So I'm taking it home to my workshop, my dear. I'll fix it up there and I'll bring it back here. Awesome. He thought his fib fooled the child. Then he patted her head and he got her a drink and tried to send her to bed. But Cindy Lou Clov wouldn't go to bed with her cup. We can fix it, Santa Claus. Let's fire this game up. With a finger on the start button, the other on fire, Cindy Lou Clov proved false Santa a liar. She even tested the voltages and checked for loose wires. Then she told him the game's history before it came to her house, of how when broken it had been home to a mouse. Then she told the story of each game in the house. It turns out several had been home to a mouse. It was 15:15 dawn, yet the Maimer listened transfixed about the beauty in classic games that are saved and fixed, of using new old stock parts, the bezel, the marquee, the Wicco sticks and repro art, the lights that aren't LEDs.
Oh, wow.
The Maimer thought of his garage on the side of Mount Cruppet, of each time he'd gotten an original part and just dumped it. More than nostalgia, Cindy Luklov was summing, it honors the past while encouraging new memories in coming. Before my parents awake, I know what we could do. We should start a game for just a minute or two. Which to play, you can choose. I suppose, mused the Maimer, we have time for just one. He paused, trying to remember the last time he had fun. As the two played the game, a smile started to show. It started in slow, then it started to grow.
Whoa, now.
Now.
But I'm not.
Playing the dedicated cab, why it made him feel merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry, very. He stared down at the game, the Maimer popped his eyes, then he shook. What he felt was a shocking surprise. Every clover in Cloveville, the tall and the small, was right. Preservation was key after all. He hadn't needed to stop arcade parties. It's good that they came. People should be able to play games other than in name. And the Maimer with his Maimer feet ice cold in the snow stood puzzling and puzzling. How did I lose sight of the so? Games don't need to be multis. More important is the feel. Original games that play well are fun and are real. And he puzzled 3 hours till his puzzler was sore. Then the Maimer thought of something he hadn't before. Maybe games shouldn't come from a profiteer in an eBay store. The heart of an arcade game perhaps means a little bit more. And what happened then? Well, in Cloveville, they say that the Maimer's generosity grew 3 sizes that day. And the minute his wallet didn't feel quite so tight, he returned to Cloveville through the bright morning light, and he shared his extra boards and his dedicated cabs, and he himself, the Maimer, took down his Craigslist ads.
Oh,
bravo. Wow.
It was a long one. Thank you for hanging in there with me.
Holy shit.
That was a blast from the past.
That was a blast from the
That
past.
was fucking awesome.
Look at how young we were back then.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I'm not in any of those.
So fucking
I
good.
was thinking the same thing.
It's so
Was
amazing.
the first
yeah.
so the first poem was in 2000 no, I'm
15.
sorry.
Yeah.
2015 was the first
Wow.
Okay,
Yeah.
and then
one. That one was
16.
from 16.
Yeah. And then we
We're
moved
going
to
on
the-
20
moved into the
soon. My
songs.
God.
I love
Yeah.
the chimney part with the fucking the Maimer and the game bodies.
That's what I was saying.
So could I.
So fucking funny.
Yeah, see, Jim, you're the reason we have to mute when she
Well,
does the
I know.
song.
Oh, I was trying to mute myself and it
We
didn't
all
work.
should have muted ourselves.
Yeah,
I
you were
opened up
pretty
at
lit
least
that
one
time.
beer in the middle of that fucking thing. It was really embarrassing.
I was like, stop playing. Let her do her thing. But it's 3 hours in.
Yeah, no, that was.
No, I love them, Carrie.
Oh,
I'm
thank you.
so
I thought
glad
that
you could
was
do
something.
them, and I wish I had enough courage to do it. I need some liquor, and then I won't even make sense, and it'll be a blackout session at the end. But no, I love them. You know,
Thank
there's
you. It
no
was-
one out there doing them, and I look forward every year that hopefully you keep doing them.
That rhymed.
I could join you. I'll just send you a video clip while I'm sober, which is not
Yeah, yeah. Those would have benefited from me having done it earlier in the broadcast. In retrospect,
I
but
absolutely love them. I love the fact that you come up with all of it, and it's catchy. It involves the arcade community and club, and all the outsiders that are out there slinging games on the side for a living.
yeah,
It's hard to explain this stuff to someone that's not in a hobby because, like, well, so the way it
Yeah.
works, like with the videos, well, you know, like your normal Christmas songs, you know, you start listing them off. Well, Carrie will rewrite those lyrics, and it'll be like a spoof. It's a parody on that song with an arcade collecting theme.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it's not going to make
cool
much.
Can I see
exactly.
it?
Like
it makes sense to the collectors.
You're not in the arcade community, or not even arcade community. You know, when I got in here, I consider you guys my neighbors, because that's what it is. It's not like you can go over and go ahead and get your neighbor and see all the arcades that they have. Everyone here is the arcade neighbors, and that's what we are, and that's what Carrie did. She went ahead and made a song, and a Christmas song at that she's done every single year that involves the local neighborhood, arcade neighborhood.
These are the people in your neighborhood.
That actually has been.
You know what she's talking about, or you don't. And if you're not in the know, then you're just not in the arcade collective. And you know, we all have arcades. We all know.
We are the arcade collective. We will assimilate you.
Nice.
That poem should have ended where the maimer like holds onto the games and then resells them back to the clovers as one-ups. One-up machine.
Yeah. That'll be the 2020 version.
And the maimer is still happy because he's got 4,000 games on one machine.
Yeah.
And limited space.
And lots of money.
Yeah. That's me. I got 2 main machines. No, I'm looking forward to your next poem or whatever it is you're doing, Carrie. I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you. Yes, so we have, I think next week maybe we'll do the 2 songs, and then maybe if Jim's able to have done all the editing.
Get it together.
We're still on you, Jimbo, by the way.
Okay, so maybe it'll be 1 song next week. So we can have.
I've been not slowly. I've been working my ass off to get on a rough cut for this year's, but
I might be playing it on January.
Yeah.
I just finished the work my work's holiday year-end video, which is another big labor, and these clash that I have both these projects same time. So I just finished that, so now I can finally have time to work on editing. Now I think we talked about this last week, but 2 weekends ago,
we made a special episode
on a non-Tuesday
night to try and make sure this happens before Christmas.
Just like a week and a half ago, we finished the the last big scene of shooting. So that was just like a week and a half ago, and that's 25 to 30% of the video. So I mean, if you're talking in cinematic terms, like the bulk of principal photography is done, but we still have this weekend, as a matter of fact, we have about 4 or 5 little shots, like you could call them pickups, but 4 or 5 little shots to do before I have everything I need aside. Now that's just the footage aside from any graphics or any animation and stuff. So just to put things in perspective, now we recorded the song, mixed it at the end of August, and we started shooting in September. So just this is a 3-minute video, so just to kind of put things in perspective how much work goes into this.
You should start doing it as soon as you finish doing the new one. You need to just get started.
No,
much like we already fucking Grinkers next year.
Yeah, it would.
Like I wrote it in when did I have the lyrics written? Like in May?
June maybe?
Yeah, it was May or June.
Wow.
So that's how it wasn't a full 6 months, I don't think, before the song was written, or at least in progress.
And if you're like, okay, well, now that you finished this year's, next month you should start on next year's, I would say go fuck yourself, because I get so burnt out. I am drained. By the time this is, Carrie knows, I am just drained. So I'm so burnt out.
Because you have your work, and then you get a break, and you're working on the whole Christmas.
Sounds like Grinkers.
So Jim,
all right.
So Jim, you watched the Ghostbusters thing on the Movies That Made Us.
I haven't got that far. I just watched. I just got through one episode. I'm in Christmas movie mode right now.
But what's funny about that is I was thinking about your production, and Ghostbusters had a tight deadline to meet, for
spoilers.
Certain,
no, I'm just kidding.
Well, it's not spoilers.
I'm just kidding.
To meet release date for, I think it was for summer or whatever. So they had to make the deadline. They would shoot their footage, and then they would rush it to the editor, and he would edit all night long with Ivan Reitman until 3 a.m. or something every single day, just so they would be editing while they're shooting. Just so it's so when they were done shooting, the movie was done. Just about,
awesome.
that same day.
Yeah.
That's kind of like that.
ILM or whatever. Yeah.
No, they were getting the shots. Some of the test shots they used because there wasn't enough time to swap them with the better shot.
No. What I was just saying, and then they quickly send it up to ILM.
Where basically Ghostbusters is basically the first shot.
Is it?
It barely did any reshoots at all. It was the first. No, sorry, not the first shot. The first take.
Yeah,
they would just basically do the first take and just publish that shit.
Print.
And, and what was putting them behind?
Move on to the next shot.
What was putting behind?
Carrie knows better that that's not how I operate.
They shot twice sometimes because they had to change out
Ghostbusters versus Ghost Breakers.
Let's get another
Ghost Breakers.
Ghost Breakers.
They had two different signs because they couldn't get the rights from the animation studio.
Yeah, I am so paranoid that I cannot operate that way. I need at least 2 takes that I'm happy with. And that translates usually into 5 to 10 takes.
Don't you hate it when you have to use a take that you don't like, but you have to use it because you didn't shoot enough of them? You're like, God, I wish I shot more takes.
Oh, that's why I don't. That's why I can't. Even if I'm confident, I need at least 1 for padding, just for comfort. And then even if you get it and you think you got it, and you look at it and you're like, oh fuck, that's just slightly out of focus, or shit, there was a little whatever, or one thing that when you're a one-man show and you don't have a crew of people, you could have this has happened before where that is a perfect shot, you're looking at it, man, I love this, and then you're like, oh shit, I didn't notice in the tiny corner of the frame you can see a light, or you can see that. Or
those are
how the fuck did I fix that?
You notice because you've done it more than enough times, and you don't have a whole crew behind you, but you should. Move out to LA.
I agree.
I'm pretty sure Paramount Pictures.
I agree too. I want hair, makeup, and
craft table.
Yeah.
Holy.
Yeah.
All right, guys, set up the GoFundMe because I'm doing this for nothing.
I'm gonna send a bag of combos and Hawaiian Punch.
All right, that's what I need.
Oh my god!
I need that quick refined carbohydrate punch.
Yeah, a box of wine. You slap the bag.
Boxed wine.
Boxed wine
from Costco.
Jimbo's keto. No?
Gary, I think we found your song for next year, right? That's a really good song.
That's right, Gabrielle. I do keto.
What Crush Arcade said.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's an awesome song.
I actually already have an idea for next year.
Okay.
So maybe it'll be 2021. Although maybe I will go with that particular 2021.
Just don't tell me about it now. Give me a buffer.
I know. It's like I
will. Anyone that's like, hey, I fucking love this when people are like, wow, that looks great. You know what? Here's an idea for you.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm like, thanks. I'll get right on that, dickhead.
Okay.
Tell me about it. I hear that all the time.
Shakes. You'll be okay. Just send him a bunch of protein shakes. You'll be
No.
Yeah, you will.
Yeah, no, I've learned the dance. I've learned the gentle, oh, hey, so I started working on my song.
Oh, you gotta do.
I have an idea.
Was that last year where you started humming a Christmas song and I don't even know what month it was. It was early, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
That was my response. No.
Yeah, and I had the idea for this song, I think in January, the one that we're doing this year. I'm pretty sure I had it really quick.
You've alluded to it, and I've kind of given you the finger because I'm like,
yeah, no, you're just not ready to hear it.
No.
Yeah.
Need to get somebody else.
It's a lot of
Gabrielle, what's your full-time job? What do you
I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah, I'll put it in chat.
So if someone's like, "Hey, I'd like to drop off my 12 kids," you have some free time, right? You like to do this. Yeah. Well, would you be like, "Oh yeah, drop them all over. I love kids,"
Oh yeah, well, kids are a lot easier than my actual day job, which I have a master's in medicine, so I'm a nurse, and dealing with open heart patients right out of surgery is a lot easier.
So then if you get a bunch of your friends that are like, hey, I've got this rash, can you look at it? Because you're a nurse, right?
Because they do. And they bring their kids like, hey, you know what? I noticed my kids.
And can you watch my kids
too?
too?
Yeah, they do. Trust me.
But you love that.
Yes, I do. But at the same time, I'm just like, just give me a bottle of wine, and yes, I'll do it.
See, you give me a bottle of wine with this, and the work suffers, and I want to go to sleep. So yeah, it doesn't work.
We need a GoFundMe so we can get Jimbo approved.
Oh, that's right, fucking Brian. I am the Christmas song Grinch at this time of the year.
Yeah.
Come.
Who said that?
Brian.
The IRC.
Yeah.
Oh, no way. Yes.
Can you watch my
I like it's look infected.
I've been living and breathing Christmas since August, so don't give me that bullshit.
No,
I come free as a babysitter with so much
ashy kids.
I've offered
so much Gold Bond fucking
Gold Bond for everyone.
Nobody has
more of a fucking Santa Claus than Tim Allen, so just
everyone's getting the mint Gold Bond.
I am.
Put a bunch in a sleeping bag and get in it and jump around.
Shake and bake. Talking powder.
It's a Christmas tunnel.
You know what it's going to take? It's going to take everyone just mailing Jimbo a beer. Everybody, beer and wine, he'll take it. And then he'll slowly work on it and won't be the Grinch anymore.
And then I'll get a nice arcade body forming in the course of 6 months. Yeah.
Playing a
you can get it in less time than that.
Yeah, you're right. If I really put my heart and soul into it.
Come on, man.
I was watching.
When I set my mind to something, I accomplish that task. If I want,
it's all about the reps.
A beer and a wine fund me. You'll be okay.
You can't do it with that attitude, Jim.
Oh.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
I noticed in that video too, Mark was there. I'm like, oh, that was back when Mark used to be on our show before he betrayed us.
Actually, and Keith was on it.
Keith was on there.
That was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
And Buffett, who we haven't seen in like since Grinkers
months. What happened to Buffett?
We hardly ever see him.
Did he have a kid or something?
He had a food baby
and a girlfriend.
Did it have Old Bay on it?
No, but she got like a Doctor Who and a what was the other pin?
Didn't he say something about that pin? That Doctor
He got a
Who?
Twilight Zone.
Zone.
Yeah, Twilight Zone. And a Doctor Who.
I thought he said something about like something happened to the pin or something like that.
I have a
when
Buffett
we were at
question
too.
Yeah, he had to have it at a friend's house, so it's not there.
Okay.
It's not at his place any longer. So I remember him talking about that.
You have a
anyway,
question
stop
for
my
Buffett?
dog from barking. I'll be right back.
No Time Runner. He went to that other podcast with less women.
He grew up.
Well, now that Carrie's away, I will say it is a fun project. I like working on it with her. It's very stressful this time of year.
I know it is.
Yeah, it always is. Plus, you're a perfectionist, Jim, too. So
yeah,
it makes it extra hard.
You set that bar pretty high last year.
No,
I think that's inherent though with any creative. Whatever.
You're your own worst judge.
It becomes a passion.
Yeah. You want it to be awesome, and yeah.
It does become a passion, but not everyone has the eye in detail, like how he describes it. Just like he notices a light here or there out of the corner of the whole.
I'm a terrible director, though. Carrie's not. I wish Carrie was here.
Well,
I've learned that, like I describing like okay, this is the emotion, and do it like this, and it's like I don't know, I can't articulate that stuff. Like,
well, it's because you need a producer as well.
No, it's your enemy, and
because I'm trying to do everything.
What keeps you shit on track. So director is all about the vision, producer is all about like just get the job done.
And then you got the gaffer that's setting up the lights that the DP wants them to. So like, I mean, I'm filling up every role here. Like,
yeah.
Just wait until you see this year's video and you'll be like, oh fuck, because
you're doing
that
too
scene
much.
that we shot, that scene that we shot like a week and a half ago is ridiculous. It was a ridiculous. I've never.
And it's going to be like 3 seconds of the video.
Oh yeah.
No, you know what? I see you saying that because you're a perfectionist, but out of our eyes, well, I don't know about everybody else.
You suck.
No.
We're really judgy.
I see you and everything that you're doing and putting into it. Even Carrie, you guys each play your own part and you work together so good that it comes together naturally and in a way where I know you see the flaws, Carrie sees whatever she sees, but it comes out great and I absolutely love it. I love it, and every time I watch all of them, I cannot wait for the next one to come out because I do not have that artistic way that she has it or that you have it. I can't do what you guys are doing.
She's a really tough critic on herself, by the way. Like she claims that she doesn't have a good voice and she's always critiquing every shot that I do where I'm like, oh, look how good, like that turned out great. Yeah. And she's like, I look fat. It's like
no, tell her I'm the chubby one.
Shoot it from a different angle. Yeah.
No. We are own.
She's meta, so she can't say
we are our own worst critic, and
that's true.
Most or our worst competition is our younger self, and that's what I always say. I don't compare myself to anyone. I can just say that my younger self. I peaked back then, and it's a big competition.
Oh, see, I would kick the shit out of my younger self. That's I like what I know now versus what I knew 10 years ago is ridiculous. Like
except like I agree with the same thing, but like my younger self could drink the shit out of myself under the table.
Right? All those years.
And without gaining a pound.
I know, right?
No, I was dancing my ass off in the club like 5 hours straight until they kicked me out and they would drag me out. But I was still there dancing my ass off, buying everyone drinks, just like this.
I need another drink. Speaking of that,
yes, that's how it was. Good times.
I'm sorry, Leo. What were you? No,
good. I didn't mean to go.
Go, Jimbo. Get another drink.
Oh, I thought Leo had something.
Nope.
Like okay, all right. I'm getting another vodka soda.
Nice.
Is Perko? Yeah, Perko's still in there. He's drinking those.
Maybe from China, I see, waiting for my parts to arrive.
In extra loud. I love Carrie's show. Hey, Seabart. Hi, Leo.
Hello.
I've been here the whole time.
No, you hopped in a little while ago, but we were just so in depth with our discussion. I heard you, but didn't see you until I finally went in and clicked on it and zoomed out on everyone. I'm glad to see that you're on. You doing the Minecraft?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you are. I'm trying.
I don't want to admit it in public. Come on now.
Creepy.
Right.
He's more embarrassed to be on Facebook than he is to be on Minecraft.
I'm on Facebook, and even then, I'm very limited to what I post on there. But who has the account for the Arcade Hangout on Facebook?
Good question.
Is that Brad?
That's Orange Whip, but some of us have access for posting stuff.
Theoretically,
actually, I think all of us do.
But like, it failed.
So if all of you guys are on,
I tried to be.
I'm not an admin on there.
Okay. So,
yeah, I try. I actually wanted to be, and
did too.
Couldn't be.
Yep. So say you and I run the same thing.
No, that's what I'm wondering because I added the Arcade Hangout and I post some weird stuff on there. I got all kinds of gangster music and smoking weed stuff. And I don't know if you guys see it.
90s. Yeah.
No.
Hip-hop.
No.
And I think it has to be approved by an admin before anyone can see it. I don't think a person can just post something because I've tried to post something on there and it doesn't show up. You can show up.
No.
Yeah. So anything. So if an admin posts, it goes straight up. If someone else tries to post to it, an admin has to give the
Who's doing that, Seabart?
Whoever grabs it, Gax and admin, I think.
I've seen your posts on there.
Yes, because I'm an admin. I don't know how that happened, but it happened.
So do you see my posts? Do you see all my gangster, pimpin' hoe, smoking weed stuff on there?
One sec.
Pimpin' hoes.
But you probably have to actually check it for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is that.
So there is a Facebook bot that might have found that first. No, there's no requests, so someone already saw it and went, "What the hell is she doing?"
Good. I'm talking about smoking weed and
yeah, that's
probably not so much our MO.
Yeah.
Online. Although the vaping thing, and we have definitely talked about it.
It's legal in California, right, Carrie?
That's right.
It's legal in Massachusetts.
Right?
Absolutely.
And in Colorado.
It's totally legal.
It's legal here. It's legal in Canada. Actually, everyone here, I think it's legal in
Minnesota
now too, right?
It's legal in Mass. It's legal in Mass.
So what about Minnesota?
Oh wow. No, not Minnesota.
All right. So Jimbo's
sorry,
flapping
Jim.
in the wind.
Yeah.
Oh, Jimbo.
But everyone else here, it's all legal.
No. Carrie, can I send Jimbo that wine that's sold here in California, that cannabis infused wine, where it'll get you drunk and high at the same time?
Don't mail it.
Yeah. I'm guessing not, because it's not legal in Minnesota.
It's a federal crime.
Yes, exactly.
I came back just in time to federal crime.
Gabriel, it is illegal to transfer marijuana across state lines and international borders. So
she's not mailing it. We've said this. She's not.
I'm not the corporate individual store.
Give it to Carrie and then I can check it out.
I'll mail it in my butthole.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, mail it within California.
It's fucking tried and true. All you gotta do is
excuse me while I whip this out.
When you visit it out here.
Here we go.
It would be legal out here.
My jail wallet.
We'll smoke out of Steve's butthole. Like,
hey, look what I got here.
It's okay. Carrie's a lawyer. She knows what ladies do in prison with hot sauce.
Good shit.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, you remember. So
breathe it in deep.
In more ways than one.
Carrie, I've rewatched every episode of this fucking show.
The Spicy Joes or whatever the hell they were called. Those
spicy sausages or whatever it was. And it's like,
oh my god!
I'm thinking we have chorizo sausages at work, and those things burn my nose hairs just like grinding the meat into the casing. Like just the amount of pain
that works better than Nair.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Oh no, it will clear your sinuses in 2 seconds. Put so much
there should
pepper
definitely be a hot
cayenne
sauce
in those.
called Nair for your butthole.
Oh, that would be funny.
Oh,
is there a hot sauce named that?
I hope it has the same smell.
Probably Nair would have some sort of like trademark thing going on.
Oh, that fucking smell. That's the one thing about Nair. Oof.
So Seabart, do you guys grind your own chorizo?
Yep.
Damn, you work at a fancy place. I bet it's delicious.
It's made fresh. The only thing there's only 2 things that we call in, and that's our Terfuto desserts, because we don't have room for an ice cream maker.
Wow, I always envisioned.
But everything else is made. We get day old bread, like all the bread that we don't use the day or the 2 days before. We put those through a grater and a grinder and make our own breadcrumbs.
Damn, I somehow envisioned. I have to say, I envisioned, because you talked more about like kind of what would be like a a veterans hall or a Elks Club or Moose Lodge. That's kind of the feel I got.
Well, no, so my daytime job is an Italian kitchen, but I volunteer at my Legion, which is the equivalent of a VFW.
Okay, that's where I was getting that idea, and I thought that maybe you were that's where you worked. So now I understand that's volunteer work for you. You're working high-end kitchen then. Yeah. Damn.
Oh,
hoity-toity.
My boss did spend the first 3 years of his life in Italy, and then the next 4 or 5 in Montreal, and then How did I? You just had that palette ready to go, didn't you?
I did. I have the whole music
okay.
going. When you're like, I work for a fancy restaurant, I'm like, I gotta play Mexican music.
We get two half legs of veal every week, and me or the boss, one of us goes and carves that up, and it goes to meatballs, cannelloni.
No,
I really don't want to deal with the seafood massacre known as Wednesday.
Are you available as a live-in Manny? I will pay you. I'll give you.
There you go. Just what you want to do.
You start the paperwork to import a little Canadian boy, and we'll see what happens.
Trust me, I make $10,000 a month. There you go. I will pay for all.
Wow.
So are you?
I'm gonna call a night, you guys. Sorry.
All right. Yeah.
Till tomorrow.
Night, Leo.
Wait up a second. At least wait until I can play this. You always leave so quick. Let me give you a goodbye here.
That's not the
Good luck. Au revoir. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao. Ding dong dang.
Now you can leave.
Yes. No, get my phone number. Get my phone number first.
I'll give you mine as well too.
It's 50
555.
No, mine is
867
5309. No. We see it.
No. It's in the chat.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
424-555-911. Yeah.
Thank you.
867-530-9.
Hey. I got it.
I wonder if that number is disabled in like every area code.
Yeah.
Nope. There's a plumber in Boston.
Yeah.
I think for a while weren't people auctioning that number.
Oh, like Gag's back.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Yes,
we lost Gag. We lost Dave. What happened to Dave? He didn't say goodbye, did he?
Well, see what Dave does is he calls someone.
He's playing with
says,
his lizard.
Hey, we need the timestamps. I'm like, who is this? It's like, it's Dave. Dave who?
Open the door. It's Dave.
Do you like lizards?
It's like, 10 o'clock at night on a school night. My son decides he wants to start tinkering with updating something on the freaking router. I'm like,
no.
Like, I'm out
firmware
here.
And shit.
Yeah, it's Tuesday night.
Yeah.
You're grounded.
Yeah.
Dad, this will make the internet maybe a little faster.
They all know it's daddy alone time in the arcade on Tuesday.
It's working perfectly. Right. Let's fix it.
Is the kid in the garage right now?
And Friday, can we beat him alone with mommy time? Hey, I got a little mini announcement.
Ooh.
All right. This isn't arcade related, but this is show related. So you know how I always talk about how much I hate Apple and shit?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Now you do.
I finally made the leap. And now I got rid of my iPhone, and now I have a Galaxy S10 Plus. Fuck you, Apple, and fuck your business.
That a boy.
Screw you, Steve Jobs. Burn in hell. Oh wait,
Jesus. That's a little too far.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got the same phone there, Mock. Nice.
Oh,
I just got one.
That's awesome. I love it so far. And I have an expansion slot, so none of this like limiting space bullshit. Fucking Apple. Oh, you want a 16 gig? Why are we even talking about that anymore? We got terabytes now.
Yeah.
Mock, hold on. Do you have a headphone jack?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, that's right. Winning. That's right.
I haven't seen one of those since iPhone 7.
Headphone jack, people.
Headphone jacked. Yep, exactly.
They brought it back because people complained. But Apple, did they listen? No, because they make so much money on AirPods. Fuck off. Andrew's all getting mad because he's pro Apple. Sorry.
No, it's not even about that. It's the fact
I don't get angry. I just like the fact that my shit fucking works. Oh, good luck with that thing and all the viruses you're about to get.
Well, listen to Crafty weigh in on that. My MacBook
enjoy
Pro
the phone herpes you're about to enjoy.
Oh, hey, I've had Android for 8 years and yet to have any kind of phone herpes. Thank you very much.
I'll tell you this: I have Apple, and I have a hell of a time getting my photos off the fucking thing. God damn it! And they want me to have the cloud, and I don't want it.
I love how they organize their folders and shit for all the music too, with iTunes
pay
and
extra
stuff.
for cloud. Fuck them. I just want to have a phone, and I want to be
iTunes can bite me. There's so much music that in theory I have, but I can't actually listen to because I can't put it on that device.
But it's so user friendly.
Oh my God.
I got to put another update for iTunes again. Fucking every fucking week.
Oh yeah.
And
good luck trying to their password and their secure.
It's such a nightmare. Oh my God.
This reminds me of the John Jacobson rant. I need to capture this somehow.
I'm sorry you guys have problems. I'm not even an Apple fanboy, but like Jesus Christ, I don't have any of the problems you guys have.
I wanna
not so much problem based, but more how much better it is not to be on Apple. And I used to be a big Apple fan.
No, me too. I'm the one that got the first iPhone.
I had an iPhone 1 too. I still have it.
I had an iPhone 1. I thought it was the greatest thing ever, and then they started fucking with it.
Just like with their the laptops now. I'm so disappointed that they took away the things that made it better. The free assistance, being able to walk up to the Genius Bar and say, "Hey, help me." The little magnetic charger, like that was the thing that kept me there.
How about a slot to put in earphones? I mean, people want that back and they don't care. Apple makes millions off of people losing their earbuds and a little adapter. The adapters are making them so much money because people, they break them or they lose them or whatever. Just put the fucking thing back in there. What is it, like a 36-cent part?
Oh, not even
37.
With bulk buy, maybe.
But they don't want to do it because they're making money off their adapters and their earbuds that people lose.
You buy it directly from Macintosh because that's what I've been doing, and that's what my family did before all the iPhones went in. But I've done nothing but buy iPhones. My entire family has, we're an Apple family.
You pay for the software. They use fucking the same hardware. So it's like
not only all the gadgets that you go ahead and get in, but I got hacked into. Not only did my phone get hacked into, but they also went into my Wi-Fi, completely changed the password to my Wi-Fi.
So you got hacked.
Oh yes.
Oh, that's bad.
One of my
animated wallpapers. Look at that shit.
Yeah,
you're a difficult guy to please,
right? Yeah, for free. I have one too. I love my I like my animated wallpaper.
Andrew's a champion right now.
The thing is, like all the things you guys are complaining about, I just don't give a fuck. So I'm fine. You guys can bash it all you want.
Snowboards.
Oh, I'll bash it all right, and then
bash away. Like the thing is, I'm not an Apple fanboy. I enjoy their products, but like I'm not a champion.
Can you enjoy a piece of shit like that?
But at the same time, I don't have any of the problems you guys.
I have so many frustrations.
You try pouring a Manhattan in your keyboard and see how that computer holds up. I'll tell you, it's gonna go fucking down.
I forgot about that.
Right.
Go ahead and try that with a PC.
Yeah, all the PCs are Manhattan.
I'm sure they'll totally stand up.
You know what else I noticed?
They have Manhattan-resistant keyboards.
Does anybody, you guys ever like hit the mic button and you talk and it types? Well, first of all, this does it not only better, but it listens to your tense. So if you're like ask a question like, would you like to meet at the arcade or whatever, it'll put a question mark on it automatically. Like with iPhone, I have to make sure I have to say, would you like to go to the arcade? Question mark. And I'll meet you at the store later. Period. And then I'll go down to meet you down at the.
Yes.
And
Fantastic.
There you go. Exclamation mark.
I have no pants on. Or I have no pants on.
I was at my brother's house on Friday. He has one of those stupid Google Home thingy-majigs. He said, it doesn't listen to anyone's voice but me. By the end of the night, I was asking it questions and it was answering me.
Such bullshit stuff too. Like if I want to do any little thing, all these security questions ask you, and personal questions that you're supposed to remember that you put in like
how many inches.
Exactly. I was thinking the same thing. Penis size.
Just the tip.
Yeah.
Measure from the what? No way.
Yeah.
Anyway, so now I am an official Galaxy S Plus user, and so far I've had it for like 5 days and I love it so far, so we'll see.
Here's my thing.
Ever gotten hacked into?
Everything works great for the first 5 days. So I think
my
that's
whole
right.
reason with going with Apple is the fact that I thought it was so much bigger and it knew and it was so secure in their database and everything that there is no way that it could get hacked into.
No, go ahead and enjoy like giving basically all your data to Google for free. That's cool. But like, here's the deal. Like, I'm not going to defend Apple or make an argument for why you should love Apple. Again, I'm not an Apple fanboy. However, don't give me shit for liking Apple stuff because I enjoy it. Like, I won't give you shit for liking your phones. Like, dude, rock on. Enjoy your phones, dude. That's great. They're better. But like,
I just,
all I'm saying is don't give me shit for fucking.
No,
don't yuck your yum.
That's it. I mean, I yucking your shit. Like, dude, I'm glad you guys love your new phones and your animated desktops, or you like better.
I think that Mark was talking about his past history with Apple as opposed to your history with Apple.
No, I'm not talking about your history. I'm talking about mine.
And I respect
that.
I
used to love Apple. I had the iPhone 1, and I used to
ever get hacked into, Mark, or was it
I haven't had any problem with
fucking updates? Was it the updates that made you change, Mark?
Okay, let me tell you a real quick story about my Apple. The reason why I was so angry. So, okay, I had an iPhone 6s,
6X,
the big one, whatever the big
plus, the big one.
And it was the last version that has the phone jack, right?
The flat one or the circle?
Well, they were getting rid of the phone jack.
The 3.5 millimeter.
It still had the actual
but earphone.
Ear jack, ear jack. Okay, so for the longest time, I wouldn't update it because Apple has actually admitted that they throttle their fucking phones so that it'll suck battery life out and their apps won't work as good. They've admitted it.
Data. They purposely make the updates to take out all the data from the phone. I don't update for that reason.
So I don't update it for that reason, right? So I held out updating it for years. And then my app slowly stopped working because
they require an iOS update.
They've admitted that was happening to try and increase battery life. And I agree that's a weird thing that they just did without telling people. However, you can turn it off.
My thing is
if you don't like it because your battery's getting old and it's been
let one person talk.
Oh, sorry.
All right, one of you two.
All right, so if your phone battery's getting old, and the idea is that as it gets older, the battery degrades.
Okay,
but it will actually reduce the length of time your phone will actually work.
I did see a little
and you can 100% turn that shit off. So if your phone has that enabled where you are being slowed down because
your battery is old.
You're working on an older version of the phone and I think your battery's degraded, you can just say fuck it.
And you can get your battery replaced. So
and you can. So that's a valid argument, except that you can turn it off in software.
So wait,
you can disable that.
I agree with you there on Andrew, except
no, it's true. You can choose not to update it, but some of the apps that you have will not work. And
the upgrade doesn't matter because you can 100% upgrade every phone that's eligible for an upgrade to the latest version of the iOS. So
which I choose not to do sometimes because it takes up a lot of memory to update it, and it cuts your memory back.
But that's like any computer.
Because they are
Apple on the planet.
Okay, Andrew. So wait, my battery would last before I did the update. It did degrade a little bit for like a few hours or whatever, and I usually be able to make it through the day and get home and still have about 25% or something, right? And
if you even get it to that,
didn't update as long as I could until my apps stopped working after a few years, right? Because they start making the apps work more for the higher OS, right?
They don't work unless they're on an upgraded certain.
Exactly. For after a while, like movies wouldn't even play right. So I'm like, okay, fuck, I have to do the update. So I do the update, and that was a fucking nightmare. I plug it in, and it took so many tries to get it to do it because
you refuse to take the updates on a normal basis.
So now
you basically had a computer that was like way the fuck out of date.
No, not
then you try to do a major OS update.
Yeah, so I had to blow what it did. It had to blow it away and bring it back. Now get this: when it did that, the apps that I had on there, it wouldn't not all the apps would come back because some of those apps are no longer available anymore.
That's possible.
So even with my backup, it wouldn't even work anymore, even though I had them backed up on my computer.
I know, but you have to admit
pictures.
that like what you were doing there, Steve, was already a weird thing. If you think of it from a software development perspective,
Andrew,
it's like, well, just take the incremental upgrades.
No,
no, but but what you're saying is like, fuck you. I don't want the security upgrades.
Because I don't want CRT forever. No LCDs.
So I know I'm never going to win this because I'm in a crowd of people who just.
You know what, Andrew?
But like what I'm saying is actually really smart from a software developer and hardware.
Keep it updated. I normally would.
But the thing that you're arguing, the reason why you didn't upgrade was because of something that was not true. You could disable this battery
that's not
thing.
Even it at all. You do the upgrades, it takes the memory from your phone.
It does a little bit.
If you have a 6 or a 7 or even the new date.
But there's nothing unique about Apple when it comes to that. Android has the same problem.
It's a monopoly. You want to play Monopoly or Risk?
I didn't know about the throttle. I didn't know about the throttle shut off
too. Like,
okay, so
this is like a stupid argument.
Well, I'm not arguing. I'm telling you what happened to me.
There's no argument.
Not arguing. I'm telling you what happened. So I did the update because I had to. My apps were working that were there, but now my battery life would last till lunchtime.
Because
my battery was dead and my apps ran crappy. Trying to open up stuff sluggish,
and how
I tried to use 2 fingers to make something expand. It would lock onto the photo and not reduce back down. I had so many problems. I'm like, duh.
All right,
so your phone was like 5 years old, Mock, or something like that.
How old was the phone?
Like
come on, it worked fine before the update.
How old was the phone? How old was the battery?
Whenever 6S was out.
See, this is the reason why this is a silly argument to have.
No, because it worked fine until I did the update. That's my point.
No, Andrew, it's what it is that iOS needs a certain amount of data and speed to connect to the device, just like a computer.
Yep.
It needs a certain speed and database or memory to be able to withhold and maintain the speed and all the information that's running, plus all your pictures, videos, apps that are running. So for Apple, and it took me a long time to realize it.
The chat is like lit up with people like saying shit. It's so funny.
Let them go. What I'm saying is that for
5 years shouldn't make a phone old.
No, yes, it does.
My rotary still works great.
You guys are.
I held onto my flip phone for so long. I love my flip phone works so much better for phone calls than any of these little flat stupid
Let's
things.
all go back to Razor.
Did you see the new Razor? Did you see that with the fucking like the foldable like the screen, the Razor? I was impressed by that.
I'm gonna wait to see on that one though, but it does look cool.
It probably runs Android, so fuck that.
The whole screen folds.
Nice.
The screen
Nicely
folds,
done.
people.
It's a sexy phone, but it's going.
I want it, but I'm like, I got to see what the problems are first.
That's too much fold.
It's first gen, so yeah, I gotta wait.
Don't like to push a button and to be able to Google what you want, to be able to get to where you want, and to find the information that's going on. And that is the whole reason why all our phones are updated. With Apple, and I know it's going back to the battle, the war against wars between Android and Apple, but what I've noticed with Apple, and I've been a very long time user, and it's not only myself and my area, it's the family. That's why I stuck with it. What I've noticed is that with Apple, you have to continuously update the iOS system. And obviously with that comes all the apps that you have, all the photos and videos.
Well,
and
here's
to be able to sustain all of that data, and that's seriously what it is. You're holding a handheld device like a computer, and you have to maintain all of that usage into it. That's why they have the updates.
I read an article that the programmers that work on the new iOS for the newer phones don't really care about how it's going to work with the older shit. They really want it to work with the newer phones mostly.
It's all tied into each other.
Well, and how old is, versions of Android? I mean, this is an honest question. Like, how many versions old of Android phones can you run today successfully with the new software that they?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't gotten there yet.
You're holding in your hand a brand new fucking phone, and my iPhone is 3 years old.
You or whoever else is here in the chat that actually has an Android, because I've only owned an Apple. Or Macintosh, not even Apple.
I'm not a fanboy, but like I've never had the problems that you guys are talking about having.
You've never been hacked into. You've never.
Andrew?
Me either.
No.
I had my Android, my previous phone. So I've had 3 phones total. I got on the smartphone bandwagon late.
Ever been hacked into?
My wife and daughter both have iPhones, so they love it.
So I got my first Android in 2011. Had that one for 2 or 3 years. Then I got my LG G4. Had that for about 3 years, and then what's that?
No, I'm saying Gak, have you had an Android before 2011, or you, Steve Martin?
Well, I tried to make the change, and it was the Note 7, so I got kind of screwed on that one.
It explodes in your pocket.
And my wife was like, "I told you we shouldn't have done this. All these, we got to return these right away." But Jimbo, you had a hacked phone though, right? You were getting.
No, I've never had a hacked phone.
Oh, I thought you said you had one hacked.
No. What I was saying was I've never had a hacked phone. I've had 3 Androids. I got my first one in 2011. Okay. Then I got one 2000. On average 3 years. The only reason why I've ever changed phone is because I've changed service plans, and so I was like, well, I'd be an idiot not to just get a new phone because it's included.
Yeah,
they're basically covering it.
Another fun thing with Apple too is when I switched to this phone, that when I would text my daughter, she wasn't getting my texts, and I wasn't getting her texts, because you actually have to go on Apple's website and tell them, I am no longer with you. Let me unconnect
they
chat.
Really screw up the messaging.
The messenger, because it uses their own
it's
servers
streamlined. It's streamlined. If everybody's Apple, it works beautiful.
Yeah,
but as soon as you get one person that's not, it's like
text messaging.
Your photos you send or video clips you send are super grainy and tiny, and they look like shit.
Really?
Yeah, like I've had that happen before when I switched to Note 7, and then I've had other friends that switched from Apple to a non-Apple. It's like we had a group text going, and they'll send us like a video clip. It looks like it was like 1980s technology.
The default texting app on Android does not like Apple, and vice versa.
Yeah.
So typically, the best thing to do is to get a third-party texting app. Because I have a mix on
like
mass
WhatsApp
text
or whatever it's called.
I use Textra. And it's just for texting, and it's because half my a good size chunk of my friends use Apple, and the good size use Android. And when we do for our volleyball intramural team, and we're doing these mass texts, and it's I can't remember what it was, but years ago they would send out a text, and basically it was a group text. But it would show up on my phone. If they came from Apple, it'd show up on my phone as individual text from all of those people. So I'd get 8 at once. And then they would get mine, and it'd be kind of weird too. So then I started using that for that reason.
There's a group of 4 of us that we all had Apples, and then one of them went to a non-Apple. And now it's whenever he responds to the group, it's separate text to each of us individually. And it's not in the group, and we're like, "What's going on? Why are you texting us separate?"
Apple likes Apple, and Android likes Android. It's
right. Well,
it really is.
Be careful about blaming the networks too, because AT&T versus Verizon versus
they do shit too.
They're doing their own shit as well.
I switched out of AT&T, those assholes, because now that I switched to T-Mobile, my bill is $100 less a month. So
what does that come to then?
And that's with buying a new phone.
So can I ask what your bill is a month?
My bill with AT&T, Apple, iPhone, unlimited text, unlimited. I think it's unlimited.
Yeah, you never had unlimited text until you met us.
I did have to upgrade my thing to unlimited text with you guys.
Yeah.
And I think my bill right now is $73 a month.
Okay, I pay about 100 for unlimited everything.
Yeah,
that's just for one line.
For one line, my own phone, just mine, the same shit that I've had since.
With your wife too? Is your wife on that plan?
Nope. It's just
by
me.
yourself.
Okay.
By myself.
She doesn't even have a phone. He forbid her. No, I'm just kidding.
She's got an iPhone.
Get a phone. Yeah.
You fucking.
You know what? We
judgy bastards.
So I will tell you guys.
Not because I made her.
We have T-Mobile. It's
I got the watch too. You fucking. Judgy
I got a watch too. Samsung has a watch.
Oh, what's on the watch?
It took them 3 years, and eventually they copied it.
Oh, hey, well, you're gonna talk about when how copy paste, like holding down your finger to copy paste. That took like Apple like 5 years to get caught up on that shit.
Do we want to get into the whole Xerox thing?
Yeah. We can get into that.
It's
the thing I always
catch
remember
up on different parts of the technology.
So Andrew snowboards.
No, fuck that.
The thing I always remember, like
snowboards with Dragon's Lair artwork. Now Ma can get
Andrew, I'm not gonna hate. It's just you, like you said in your chat. You said use what works for you. That's
whatever you like, dude. I don't care. Like if you guys have got a cool phone, I want to see your cool phone. I'm cool with it.
Whip it out.
Oh, we'll show you our cool phone.
Whip it out and show me your cool phone. I mean,
the thing I always remember. The thing I always remember
about. See you next time in person.
Let me show
you better be sitting down because we're gonna.
My button. If I push a button on it, a beer pops out of it. What does yours do?
That's tempting.
Now you want it.
No, you know what the thing is that if we don't all talk about it and get into the absolute gritty details about it, my family completely Apple family, except for my one sister who's an Android. And just like Jimbo was saying, if I send her a text or a video or a link, she is not able to receive it because it's just completely different. My thing is that sometimes you kind of get stuck with the server in the company that you've been used to, especially after all these years. My thing is with Apple. And I've noticed with the details, just like what Mock was saying, is, you have to continuously update the iOS. Sometimes the apps start working. Sometimes, your phone will even start malfunctioning because it cannot contain all the data that it's being sent to the phone. So you have to buy a new phone. And that's what I call the monopoly.
That's what I call a business practice.
I call it the best of investments. You know what I mean? But I don't have Android. I like to hear from people that actually do have an Android and want to hear what they're doing, how.
Send your emails to Gabriella at.
Yes.
Andrew,
she would love to hear about.
Does your phone last you all day?
It's true.
Easily. All right, so my phone right
guys,
now.
I gotta clock out. I gotta get up super early.
Yeah, it is getting late.
67%.
And next week, I want to be able to talk about my new tech.
All right.
Oh shit! Yeah, that was supposed to be tonight, but you didn't get that.
Yeah, but that's right. Next week, I call dibs.
You can keep posting on Slack about it.
Yeah.
All right, we'll bring that up.
All right. Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Also,
all right. See you, Gak. See you, bud. We should Mod can do the exit.
Okay. Well, good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk about iPhones next week.
Yeah, that'd be great.
iPhones and you and us.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for joining us, and thanks everything, and see you next week.